Welcome back on this Friday evening. Jesse Ray alongside Robbie Gibson taking a look at our starters. Again, for the Oakley Lady Plainsmen, number 3, a 5'9 junior, Jordan Lowry. Number 10, a 5'7 sophomore, Adeline Johnson. Number 20, a 5'4 sophomore, Jada Renner. Number 22, a 5'8 junior, Danielle Allison. And number 55, a 5'9 junior, Jamie Kuhlman. As the Lady Plainsmen do win the tip, they go right to left on your radio dial. They're in their white home jerseys, purple numbers, and the gold trim. The Lady Red, we'll take a look at their starters here in just a moment as Freeling comes away with the steal. Ahead to Maydew. Maydew, left block off the glass, up, no good. Rebound fought for. Rentschler comes down with it at the right block. Power dribble up, and they're going to say she double dribbled with it. So it will be Lady Plainsmen basketball. For the Lady Red, it's their normal starters, Bree Freeling, along with Grayson Hutchinson, Holly Timmons, Kendra Maydew, and Talon Rentschler. And now we have a quick foul here on the Lady Plainsmen, their first team foul.
Going to get a moving screen there as kind of leaned out to get the screen on the Lady Red and shuffled that foot to get that moving screen.
Foul's on Danielle Allison, her first, team first. Maydew looks to inbound, does so to Timmons at the right elbow. Timmons takes one dribble in, picks up her dribble, now to Maydew left wing. Out front to Timmons between the circles. Looks back down to Maydew in the left corner. Skip pass for Freeling, right elbow. One bounce pass inside for Rentschler, blocked by Lowry into the hands of Allison. Allison's going to bring it back the other way now for the Lady Plainsmen. Right to left on your radio dial across the timeline. Ahead to Renner. In the side for Coleman, stolen away by Rentschler. Rentschler off to Timmons. Timmons up the right sideline. Ahead to Hutchinson. Hutchinson right block, and she's going to be fouled. Grayson will head to the free throw line as this will be the second team foul on the Lady Plainsmen.
As Lowry on that one got her hand on that ball as well, knocking the ball out of bounds. So Lowry 2 shots in a row for the Lady Reds. Lowry with 2 blocks.
Well, Robbie, while Grayson's at the free throw line, why don't we take a look at your keys to a quick start here for both teams?
Well, for the Lady Red, they got to get pressure defense going quickly, pressure the ball up front, get some quick turnovers, control the tempo, get that tempo going up and down. This Lady Oakley team played last night in an overtime game, so if the Lady Red can get out there and run the court, that'll help them out. For the Lady Plainsmen, take care of the ball. They can't get a lot of turnovers and let the Lady Red get some fast-paced offense going. Slow the tempo down, control what you're doing, and know what you're doing for the Lady Oakley Plainsmen. That's what they got.
All right, well, Hutchinson missed the first one, and then they say she crossed the line on the second one. So 0 of 2 that trip from the line for Grayson Hutchinson. Full court pressure by the Lady Red, and a 10-second call. Great defensive pressure early here in this ball game for the Lady Red to force that 10-second call.
Like I just said, they got to get that pressure defense going. This Lady Red team, we're used to seeing a lot of pressure defense from them throughout the years, and this year they seem to step it up just a little bit more. And right there, they got that 10-second call going for them.
So Lady Red basketball. Timmons has it, swings it around to Hutchinson. Just outside of Grayson's reach, goes out of bounds, and it will be Oakley basketball. 6:47 left to go in the first quarter. We're still looking for our first points of the ball game, as it's going to be Renner to inbound. Does so to Allison. Allison brings it right to left on your radio dial, picks up her dribble, back to Johnson, ahead to Kuhlman across the timeline. Kuhlman down to the right wing, picks up her dribble there, looks to pass off. She's double-teamed by Freeling and Maydew. Freeling comes away with the strip. Bree tracks it down just before it goes out of bounds, and nope, they are going to say that her foot touched out, so it will be a Lady Plainsmen basketball. Timeout on the court. We'll take a timeout with them, as we are still scoreless here in Oakley. 6.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. You're listening to Lady Red basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Welcome back to Oakley High School. Jesse Ray alongside Robbie Gibson. 6:15 left to go in the first quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen Assistant Center Lady Red still scoreless now. We got our first points of the ball game as Jamie Kuhlman gets the 2-point basket, puts the Lady Plainsmen up 2-0 here in the first quarter. Lady Red basketball. Hutchinson underneath for Rentschler. Wraparound pass for Freeling. Up and no good. Too hard. Right over the back of the iron. Rebounded by the Lady Plainsmen. Danielle Allison brings it back right to left on your radio dial. Ahead to Renner at the right wing. She's working against Maydew down to the right baseline. Picks up her dribble, looking to pass off, and she's going to get called for the travel. So it will be a Lady Red basketball. 5:42 left to go in the first quarter, and the Lady Plainsmen up 2-0. Timmons inbounds to Freeling. Back to Timmons. Holly brings it across the timeline. 5:40 left to go in the first quarter. To Freeling inside for Timmons. Ball gets tipped out by Lowry right into the hands of Johnson. Johnson hands it off to Danielle Allison, and Allison brings it back right to left on your radio dial once again. Ahead to Renner, the right side. Inside pass for Lowry. Lowry underneath for Kuhlman at the right block. Tipped and tied up. And it will be Lady Red basketball as Kuhlman and Rentschler got tied up there on the block.
Good job by Rentschler, seeing the ball go free kind of. Kuhlman and Rentschler both hitting the floor quickly. Rentschler quick on top of it, rolled away from it, got the ball to herself. The ref quick with that jump ball call, though.
So Lady Red basketball as Maydew has it in the right corner. Out front to Rentschler. They swing it around to Freeling in the left corner. Freeling looking back out front to Hutchinson. To the right wing to Timmons. Timmons pump fakes. Right elbow shot. No good. Rebounded by Hutchinson. Hutchinson out front to Rentschler. Now to Maydew. Maydew drives left baseline. All the way underneath the basket to Freeling in the right corner. Back out to the right wing to Timmons. They swing around left wing to Maydew. Down to the left block. Rentschler blocked from behind by Lowry. Right in the hands of Maydew. Maydew left block. Blocked by Lowry again. And it's picked up this time by Johnson. Johnson hands it back off to Danielle Allison. Allison walks it across the timeline ahead to Renner. 4:40 left to go in the first quarter. 2-0 is our score. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red. Renner trapped on the sideline, gets the pass off. They find Kuhlman at the left block, and she's going to get called for the travel. So it will be Lady Red basketball. And into the game is Alexis Shelato. So Shelato into the game for the Oakley Lady Plainsmen. And it was Jada Renner who took a seat. Lady Red basketball, just under 4.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 2-0 is our score. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red here at Oakley High School. Hutchinson, right block, off the glass, no good. Rebound, fought for. Jump ball called as it was Shelato and Freeling getting tied up there. Will be Oakley basketball. Fort Miller comes in. So Lizzie into the game for the first time for the Lady Red. And Grayson Hutchinson going to take a seat.
Lady Red right now, they're 0 for 7 from the field. They've had good-looking shots. Lowry's been playing a big factor in that paint, but Lady Red just have struggling.
And Shelato going to get called for the travel. It was a nice defensive effort that time by Freeling. As Shelato was looking to pass it down court, and all of a sudden, Freeling standing right in her way, and it caused that travel. So it will be Lady Red basketball at 4:08 left to go in the first quarter. 2-0 is our score. Rentschler looks inside for Fort Miller, stolen away by Kuhlman. Kuhlman hands it off to Allison as Danielle Allison brings it back right to left on your radio dial. Just under 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead. The Smith Center Lady Red 2-0. Lowry shot in the paint, up and good.
Tough shot by Lowry as she did have a hand in her face, but able to fight it off and drop that ball in.
Makes it 4-0. 3:45 left to go in the first quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red. Timmons has it down to the left corner to Maydew. Back to the left wing to Timmons. Timmons looks inside, now skips it around to Freeling. Inside for Fort Miller at the right block. Fort Miller puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Maydew. Maydew kicks it back out to Timmons. Top of the key, three's on its way. Off the back of the iron, no good. Fighting for the rebound, and going to have a foul called here as it was Johnson coming down with the rebound. And it's going to be on Holly Timmons. Her first personal foul, first Lady Red team foul. Full court pressure put on by the Lady Red. Shelato looks to inbound. Gets it into Allison. Allison passes it ahead. Tipped by Freeling right in the hands of Shelato as Lexi Shelato all the way down to the baseline and going to have a foul called on the Lady Red. This will be their second team foul. And it's going to be the first on Talon Rentschler.
As Rentschler getting called with that foul, a little push foul. Nothing that she could really do about that. Shelato got right into Rentschler's body and she tried to move her arms, just gave her a push. So it really wasn't a foul that she could get away from any. Shelato just done a nice job getting down the court.
Hutchinson comes back into the ball game. Rentschler takes a seat. Holly Timmons just picked up her second personal foul. And the third Lady Red team foul. 3:11 left to go in the first quarter. 4-0 is the score. Oakley leads Smith Center. Kuhlman on the right baseline. Shot no good. Rebounded by Timmons. Holly quickly up the court. Left to right on your radio dial. Ahead to Freeling. Freeling drives all the way in. Blocked by Lowry yet again. And it is tracked down by Johnson in the left corner. She hands it off to Danielle Allison. Allison brings it right to left on your radio dial. Across the timeline ahead to Johnson. Now to Shelato, left wing. Out front to Allison. Inside for Lowry. And looks like Lizzie Fort Miller just picked up her first personal foul. Fourth Lady Red team foul. as they got the ball inside for Lowry, and Fort Miller just on her back that time.
Fort Miller trying to get around Lowry to tip the ball out of there. But Lowry plays a good game. She keeps moving towards the ball.
Lowry gets another 2 points as the floater up in the paint. Makes it 6-0. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red with 2:35 left to go in the first quarter. Maydew has it right corner. Bounce pass inside for Freeling. Backside pass to Timmons. Off the glass. No good. Rolls out. Holly gets her own rebound, and she's headed to the free throw line as this will be the third team foul on the Lady Plainsmen.
0 for 11 are the Lady Red from the field here. Good-looking shot. Struggling from the field. And then Lowry underneath. She's being a force to reckon with as she has 5 blocks here in this first quarter.
Timmons misses the free throw. 63% free throw shooter on the season. 2:29 left to go in the first quarter, and Timmons gets the first point of the ball game for the Lady Red with 2:27 left to go in the first quarter. Makes it 6-1. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red with 2:20 left to go in the first quarter. Full court pressure by the Lady Red, tipped and stolen away by Fort Miller. Fort Miller then tried to pass it to Hutchinson, but unfortunately Grayson was back court. So it will be Lady Plainsmen basketball. 2:13 left to go in the first quarter. Rentschler comes back into the ball game. Fort Miller going to take a seat. 2:13 left to go in the first quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 6-1. Lady Plainsmen basketball as Johnson has it, lost the handle on it, and she's going to get called for the travel. So the ball goes back in the hands of the Lady Red. And it looks like Renner comes back into the game. And also in the ball game is number 42, Liberty Booker. So Lady Red basketball, 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 6-1. Rentschler inside, up, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Shelato comes down with it. Jump ball called and will remain Lady Red basketball. As Shelato came down with it for the Lady Plainsmen, and quickly Rentschler got a hands on it and tied her up. Hutchinson will inbound. Goes out front to Freeling. Freeling, top of the key with it. Now to the right wing to Maydew. Maydew inside for Hutchinson. Hutchinson on the baseline. Back out front to Freeling. Bree tracks it down just before it goes backcourt. Maydew with it. Back out front to Freeling. They're swinging around to Timmons. Down to the baseline to Rentschler. Rentschler in the paint for Freeling. Off the glass and good.
Quick shot there by Freeling as she hit the lane. Wide open look at the backboard. Nice kiss off the glass. Drops right in.
So the Lady Red cut the lead in half. 6-3 with 1:20 left to go in the first quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red here in Oakley High School. Allison has it out front for the Lady Plainsmen. Now to Shelato, inside for Lowry at the right elbow. Turnaround shot over Rentschler, rattles out, no good. Rebounded by Hutchinson. Grayson leads the break ahead to Timmons. Holly has it down to the left corner to Maydew. Kendra drives in, picks up her dribble. Back to the left wing to Timmons. Holly back out front, going to reset the offense. Inside pass for Freeling, blocked by Lowry. Jump ball called, and it will be Lady Plainsmen basketball. That one got the Oakley fans fired up.
Lowry came out of nowhere, got her hand on that ball, forced Freeling back to the ground with the ball. Just a great block by Lowry and good heads-up play.
And ball goes right back to the Lady Red as Booker gets called for the travel. So will be Lady Red basketball. 53 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 6-3. Coleman comes back into the game. Lowry going to take a seat.
This might help the Lady Red here. They've been trying to get the ball underneath the basket, and Lowry's just been having a block party underneath.
Freeling has it inside for Rentschler. Rentschler shot up, no good, rattles out. And Allison tracks it down at the right block. She's going to bring it back right to left on your radio dial for the Lady Plainsmen. 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 6-3 here in the first quarter. They look inside for Coleman. Tipped by Rentschler. Rentschler on the fast break. Bounce pass across the paint for Freeling. Ball goes out of bounds and Shelato tracked it down. But looks like she lost it off one of her own player's foot. And it goes out of bounds, so it will be Smith Center basketball. 27 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Good hustle there by the Lady Plainsmen to get back to force that little bit of a turnover, then turn the ball right back over. So just good hustle defense.
Freeling, wraparound pass for Hutchinson, tipped and stolen by Shelato. Shelato hands it back off to Danielle Allison. Allison's going to walk it up the court. 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter. A low-scoring first quarter here in Oakley High School as the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 6-3. Booker has it in the left corner to the left wing to Shelato. Shelato, left wing jumper blocked by Timmons into the hands of Freeling, and that's how the first quarter ends with the Oakley Lady Plainsmen on top of the Smith Center Lady Red, 6-3. We'll take a timeout here. We'll be back with the second quarter of action as you're listening to Lady Red Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Welcome back to Oakley High School. Jesse Ray alongside Robbie Gibson. A low-scoring first quarter as the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 6-3. Looking at the scoring for the Lady Plainsmen, it's 4 points for Jordan Lowry, 2 points for Jamie Coolman. For the Lady Red, 2 points for Bree Freeling, 1 point for Holly Timmons. Robbie, how the stats look in that first quarter?
Well, the Lady Red, they're 0 of 1 from the three-point line, 1 of 15 from the field, 1 of 4 from the free throw line. 5 offensive rebounds, 2 defensive rebounds, and 7 turnovers for the Lady Plainsmen. They're 3 of 6 from the field. 7 defensive rebounds, no offensive rebounds, and 11 turnovers there in that first quarter.
All right, looks like it is going to be Lady Red basketball as it's Freeling, Timmons, Hutchinson, Maydew, and Rentschler for the Lady Red. So again, the Lady Red have it. They go left to right on your radio dial. Timmons has it, right elbow, out to Maydew, back out front to Timmons. She swings it around to Freeling. Bounce pass to Hutchinson, cross the baseline pass to Maydew. Now to Timmons. Left elbow shot is good.
Good ball movement there by the Lady Red, finding Timmons at the corner of the free throw line, wide open for a good-looking shot.
So that makes it 6-5, stolen away by the Lady Red. Timmons is shot off the glass and good. So Timmons gives the Lady Red the lead, and they're on a 7-0 run since 2:27 left to go in the first quarter. Lowry going to get fouled by Timmons, it looks like. 15 foul on the Lady Red. That is on Holly Timmons, her first personal foul. So the Lady Red on a 7-0 run. They got their first point from Holly Timmons from the free throw line with 2:27 left to go in the first quarter. Since then, they have scored the last 6 points since that point and now lead 7-6. Renner, left corner three, and she buries it.
A little miscommunication there by the Lady Red, leaving Renner wide open at the three-point line. Able to drop that one in, nothing but bottom of the net.
So that ends the 7-0 run. The Lady Red were on to take the lead 7-6. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen now lead 9-7. Freeling out front to Rentschler. Quickly around to Shelato. Left corner three's on its way. No good. Rebound put back by Rentschler's good. So that ties things up at 9 apiece here between the Smith Center Lady Red and the Oakley Lady Plainsmen. Shelato ahead to Allison. Allison ahead to Renner. Renner loses the handle on it. Rentschler saves it in off of Renner's forehead, but right into the hands of Lexi Shelato for the Lady Plainsmen. Then we're going to have a jump ball call between Hutchinson and Lowry, and it will be a Lady Plainsman basketball.
Just a good turn of offense for the Lady Plainsmen on that one as saved the ball in.
Off of her forehead.
Off of their forehead. Happened to get it to a teammate that's wide open.
Lowry puts up the shot off the glass, and somehow that one falls in for Jordan Lowry, and she now has 6 of the 11. And the Lady Plainsmen regain the lead with 6.5 minutes left to go in this first half. Stolen away by Lexi Shelato for the Lady Plainsmen. She hands it off to Danielle Allison. The Lady Plainsmen bring it back the other way. Right to left on your radio dial. Allison to Renner. Down to the corner to Coleman. That's the left corner. Now to the left wing to Lexi Shelato. She's on the dribble. Picks it up out front to Lowry. Lowry swings around to Danielle Allison. Down to the right wing to Renner. Out front to Shelato. Back to Coleman left wing. To the left corner to Allison. Allison to the left elbow. Down to the left corner to Lowry. She drives baseline, puts up the 18-footer. No good. Rebounded by Coolman. One dribble up. No good. Rebounded by Rentschler. Stolen away by Lowry. Lowry with it for the Lady Plainsmen. Looks to pass. Does so to Allison. Back inside for Lowry. Now to Renner. Three's on its way. Left that one short. Rebound fought for and out of bounds it goes. We're going to say Jordan Lowry touched as the last. And it will be Lady Red basketball as Lizzie Fortmiller comes in the game. And Talon Rentschler going to take a seat. 5:39 left to go in the first half. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-9. Fortmiller has it out front. Down to the left corner to Freeling. to the baseline to Maydew. Back to Fort Miller, out front to Hutchinson. They swing around to Shelto, right wing. Caitlin down to Freeling in the right corner. Tipped and stolen away by Renner. Renner on the fast break, working against Caitlin Shelto. Picks up her dribble at the left wing, lets everybody catch up. Now she passes it, and Lowry just tracks it down before it goes back court. It is still Lady Plainsman basketball. 5:08 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red by 2, 11-9. Allison has it in the right corner. She drives down to the baseline. Now back to Lowry, right wing. Lowry looks inside for Coleman. Ball gets tipped around, and they are going to say that the Lady Plainsmen touched it last, so it will be Lady Red basketball. 4:52 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-9. Caitlin Shelto brings it left to right on your radio dial for the Lady Red. Ahead to Maydew. Maydew drives in, picks up her dribble, back out front between the circles to Shelto. Now to Freeling, right wing. Freeling looks in, back out between the circles to Shelto. To the free throw line to Fort Miller. Fort Miller back between the circles to Shelto, down to the base to the corner to Maydew. Back between the circles to Shelto. Inside for Hutchinson at the free throw line. She gets tripped up, finds Freeling, and Freeling's going to get called for the carry. Johnson comes back in. Renner going to take a seat for the Oakley Lady Plainsmen. 4:23 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-9. Lowry all the way down to the right baseline. Picks up her dribble, looks underneath for Coleman. Tipped and stolen away by Fort Miller. Fort Miller leads the fast break now, and Lowry going to get called for the foul. This will be her second personal foul, fourth Lady Plainsmen team foul.
Lowry running beside Fort Miller on that one. Just use your elbow a little bit to give Fort Miller a push. Ref right behind, seen it, and, well, called the foul on her on that one.
In the game for Smith Center, number 33.
Frenchler comes back into the ball game, and Kendra Maydew going to take a seat for the first time in this ball game. 4:11 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-9. Fort Miller has it. Out front to Shelto. They swing around to Hutchinson. Down to the baseline to Freeling. Back out front to Shelto. Caitlin drives in to Rentschler. Right corner, long two, no good. Rebounded by Freeling. Back out to Hutchinson. Back out front to Shelto. To the left wing to Hutchinson. Between the circles to Shelto. Caitlin going to reset the offense with 3:45 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-9. Freeling on the left baseline. Out front to Fort Miller. Steps in. Quick two, no good. Rebounded by Allison. Danielle Allison lets everybody clear out. Now she'll bring it right to left on your radio dial with 3.5 minutes left to go in the first half. 11-9 is our score. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red here in Oakley High School. Lowry has it. Down to the corner to Johnson. That's the right corner. Ball gets tipped around, and Freeling comes away with the steal for the Lady Red. Bree brings it left to right on your radio dial with 3:13 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-9. Hutchinson has it left wing between the circles to Freeling, to the right wing to Shelto. Inside for Rentschler. Rentschler at the right block. Bounce pass to Fort Miller. 18-footers, no good. Rebounded by Lowry. Lowry hands off to Danielle Allison. Allison looks to the sideline, gets the call, now walks it up the court, right to left on your radio dial with 2:45 left to go in the first half. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead by 2, 11-9. Again, 2:43 left to go in the first half here over the Smith Center Lady Red. Shelto has it between the circles for the Lady Plainsmen. Now to Lowry, left wing. Skip pass to Coleman, right wing. Down to the right corner to Shelto. Lexi Shelto hasn't. She's going to step out of bounds, so it will be Lady Red basketball. 2.5 minutes left to go in this second quarter. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-9. Jordan Lowry takes a seat, and it is Liberty Booker into the ball game.
Both teams look like they're probably trying to shake off some of that holiday rust. Getting quite a few turnovers here in this first half, so we'll see what the second half brings when it comes around.
Hutchinson has it now to Caitlin Shelto. Shelto sets up the offense. She dribbles back out between the circles to Freeling, right wing. Freeling skip pass to Hutchinson. Quick pass to Shelto in the left corner. They're looking inside for Rentschler. Can't get it to her. Backside pass for Freeling. Freeling right underneath the basket looking to pass off. Finds Shelto. Left wing three is on its way, and 3-second violation on the Lady Red. And it will be Lady Plainsmen basketball. 2:01 left to go in this first half. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-9. Our last score came, 4.5 minutes ago. 6.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Lady Plainsmen scored to go up 11-9. Have not had a point since. Just under 2 minutes left to play in the first half. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen again lead it 11-9 over the Smith Center Lady Red. Lady Plainsmen basketball working against that 2-3 zone by the Lady Red. Allison dribbles back out between the circles. Going to let some time run off here until one of the Lady Red comes out to pick her up to start that 5-second call. Now Freeling comes out. They pass around to Booker to Coleman in the left corner. Coleman working against Fort Miller. Drives down to the baseline, and Fort Miller going to get called for a foul. Her second personal foul, 6th Lady Red team foul. Minute 28 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-9. Lexi Shelto to inbound the basketball for the Lady Plainsmen. Looking, gets it into Johnson in the left corner. Johnson, wraparound pass for Allison to the left wing. Danielle Allison going to dribble all the way back out to the center circle. Sets up the offense now to Lowry, right side. She dribbles between the circles to Coleman, right wing. A minute 15 and counting left to play in the first half. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 11-9. Johnson has it, guarded tightly by Caitlin Shelto. Now to Booker. Booker down to the right corner to Coleman. Coleman bounce pass to Lexi Shelto for the Lady Plainsmen with 1 minute left to go in the first half. Drives in the paint, shot is up and no good. Rebound put back by Booker is. That makes the score 13-9. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red with 45 seconds left to go in the first half. Freeling has it to Shelto. Shelto inside for Rentschler. Rentschler pump fakes now to Hutchinson. Left elbow shot, no good. Rebounded by Booker. Booker outlets ahead to Danielle Allison. Coach Mike Zimmerman, I could hear him all the way up here telling Danielle Allison to walk it up the court to take more time off the clock for the Lady Plainsmen as they lead it by 4. 13-9 with 21 seconds left to go in the first half. Booker's shot blocked out of bounds by Fort Miller, and it will be Lady Plainsmen basketball as that is Lizzie's third block of the year. Sends that one out of bounds, and it will be Lady Plainsmen basketball as they inbound to Allison. Now to Johnson, right wing. Johnson dribbles back out between the circles. 13 seconds left to go, and Freeling going to get called for the foul. 7th Lady Red team foul, and the first on Bree Freeling.
Freeling just trying to get her arm out there to hit that ball out of there. Catch an arm instead. Lady Red struggling a little bit from the field, and then fouls and turnovers have been kind of hurting them here in this first half.
Freeling takes a seat after picking up that foul. Maydew comes back in. Danielle Allison at the free throw line for 1-1, and the first end rattles out. Rebounded by Rentschler, and she's going to be fouled by Booker, her first personal foul, and the 5th Lady Plainsmen team foul. 11 seconds left to go in the first half here at Oakley High School, and the Smith Center Lady Red trail the Oakley Lady Plainsmen 13-9. Shelto has it ahead to Hutchinson. Hutchinson skip pass to Maydew. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Maydew inside for Rentschler. Out to Fort Miller. Right corner, long two at the buzzer. No good. And that's how the first half ends with the Oakley Lady Plainsmen up 13-9. We'll take a timeout here. We'll be back to wrap up the first half for you right after this. You're listening to Lady Red Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Well, it looks like it is going to be Lady Red basketball to start the second half. Bree Freeling, Caitlin Shelto, along with Kendra Maydew, Grayson Hutchinson, and Talon Rentschler for the Lady Red. 2-3 zone by the Lady Plainsmen. The Lady Red get it inside for Hutchinson. Now to Freeling. Freeling drives into the paint, kicks out to Shelto. Caitlin tracks it down, dribbles back out between the circles, picks up her dribble now to Freeling, left wing. Freeling back out front between the circles of Shelto to Maydew, right wing. Maydew. Backside pass for Freeling, all alone, left block up and good.
Great looks catch Freeling on the backside by Maydew. Maydew had to look through the traffic, seen Freeling, quick pass and an easy shot.
Full court pressure by the Lady Red as they now trail by 2. 13-11. As that three-pointer by Renner goes over the backboard, out of bounds. And it will be Lady Red basketball. 7:19 left to go in this third quarter. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 13-11. Shelto down to the baseline to Rentschler. Rentschler inside for Hutchinson. Puts up the shot. Good.
Hutchinson with a quick turnaround shot. Got the pass. Quickly turned. See no one in front of her. Went up for it and dropped it in.
That makes it 13-13. The Lady Red tie things back up here. 7 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Lowry drives all the way in, and well, just like that, she quickly gives the Lady Plainsmen back their 2-point lead, 15-13, with just under 7 minutes left to go in this third quarter. So again, Lady Plainsmen lead it 15-13. Rentschler gets it out the left block, wraparound pass stolen away by Danielle Allison. Jump ball called, and it will be Lady Plainsmen basketball. 6:35 left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 15-13. Full court pressure by the Lady Red. Allison has it ahead to Kuhlman. Kuhlman looks ahead, finds Renner at the right wing. Renner back out front between the circles to Allison. Now to Johnson. Johnson back to Allison. Allison between the circles, back to Johnson left wing, down in the left corner to Kuhlman. Kuhlman back to Johnson left wing, out front to Allison, to the right wing to Renner. Renner looks inside, tipped out by Rentschler into the hands of Shelto. Caitlin leads the fast break, picks up her dribble at the left wing. Now to Hutchinson, out front between the circles to Freeling, to Shelto, back to Freeling, to the right wing to Maydew. 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 15-13. Rentschler pump fakes, drives in, shot over Lowry, and she's headed to the free throw line. This will be the first team foul on the Lady Plainsmen. See who they called this one on, as there were a couple Lady Plainsmen there. They are going to say it's on Andalyn Johnson, her second personal foul.
Johnson was originally on Rentschler as Rentschler went towards the basket. Johnson got beside her, tried to get her hand in there to maybe try to alter the shot a little bit, but catching Rentschler on the arm.
Rentschler misses the first one. She's a 74% free throw shooter on the season. Getting set for her second free throw, trying to cut in the Lady Plainsmen lead, and does so with the second. Her third point of the ball game, and it makes it 15-14. Full court pressure by the Lady Red. Ball gets tipped and right into the hands of Hutchinson. Hutchinson inside for Maydew. Maydew kicks out to Rentschler. Left wing three's on its way. No good. And it's going to go out of bounds. The last touch by Jamie Kuhlman of the Lady Plainsmen. Lady Red basketball, 5:45 left to go in the third quarter. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 15-14. Maydew looks to inbound. Throws it in, and it's stolen away by Allison. Allison all by herself. Layup is good.
Just trying to get that ball out of there so they didn't get the 5-second call. Threw it to open space. Allison quickly there and just beat everybody down court for an open layup.
So there is a timeout called. We'll take a timeout with them as the Smith Center Lady Red trail the Oakley Lady Plainsmen 17-14. You're listening to Lady Red basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Five and a half minutes left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 17-13. Freeling has it. Now to Maydew. Looked inside for Hutchinson. Out of bounds it goes, and it will be Lady Plainsmen basketball. Jesselyn Kirchhoff comes into the ball game. And Kendra Maydew going to take a seat. 5:20 left to go in the third quarter. Well, the scoreboard says 17-13. I'm pretty sure it's 17-14. But either way, it is the Lady Plainsmen basketball, and they lead here with 5:19 left to go in the third quarter. Full court pressure by the Lady Red. Allison gets it ahead to Kuhlman. Kuhlman waits for everybody to catch up now. It is Danielle Allison with it. She'll set things up between the circles to Johnson. Back to Allison. They swing around her in her right wing. Back to Allison between the circles to Johnson left wing. Down to the left corner to Kuhlman. Kuhlman going to drive baseline. Shot over Rentschler. No good. Rebounded by Freeling. Bree looks up. Now going to bring it up the court herself, right to left on your radio dial, down to the top of the key to Shelto between the circles. Back around to Freeling. Freeling to Kirchhoff to Shelto, right corner. to Rentschler at the right elbow. Shot's on its way. No good. Rattles out. Fighting for the rebound, and it looks like the Lady Plainsmen come away with it. That's Renner. Renner bounces it off of Freeling's leg, and it will be Lady Plainsmen basketball with 4:32 left to go in the third quarter. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead by 4, 17-13. Allison gets the inbounds pass. Full court pressure by the Lady Red as Coleman gives it back to Johnson. Tipped out by Kirchhoff, and we are going to have a foul called here on the Lady Red. It'll be on Jesselyn, her first. And the first on the Lady Red here in the second half.
Kirchhoff just getting called for that reach foul. Reached across there, tipped the ball out of there, kind of a late whistle, but it was the right call.
So 4:22 left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead it. Allison has it between the circles. Now to Johnson, left wing. Johnson back out between the circles to Allison, to the right wing to Renner. Renner back out front to Allison, inside for Lowry, and going to have a foul called here on the Lady Red. Second team foul, and the second on Talon Rentschler.
Rentschler for the steal as Lowry was running towards the ball, caught the pass, turned, and went the other way. Got an open layup down the middle of the lane, but the foul was on the floor.
4:08 left to go in the third quarter. Allison has it. Wraparound pass stolen away by Rentschler. Talon on the fast break. Drives in, kicks it across the paint to Shelito. She saves it into Johnson's hands, though. So turnover by the Lady Red. Into the hands of the Lady Plainsmen as Allison going to bring it left to right on your radio dial with 3:50 left to go in the third quarter. Lowry has it the free throw line to Renner. Right wing three's on its way. No good. Rebound fought for. Out of bounds it goes, and Rentschler's going to be the last one to touch it. It will be Lady Plainsmen basketball as Lexi Shelito comes into the ball game. And that is Renner taking a seat. Lowry puts up the shot, and they're going to say she's fouled. This will be the third team foul on the Lady Red. And it's going to be the second on Bree Freeling.
Lowry caught the pass, drove the lane. Freeling right there trying to slow her down. Lowry just jumped into Freeling, causing the foul.
So Lowry at the free throw line. First one's on its way and good. She now has 9 points. Makes it 18-14 with 3:41 left to go. Lowry getting set for her second one. It's on its way and good as well. So Lowry now has 10 points and makes it 19-14. As it looks like, I'm pretty sure that the Lady Red have 14. Apparently the coaches have caught on now too, because Denise is over there talking. Now they put 14 up on the board for the Lady Red. As Kirchhoff's three's on its way, no good. Rebounded by Lowry. Lowry going to bring it back the other way is Danielle Allison. So the scoreboard now reads 19-14 with 3:20 left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red here in Oakley High School. Lowry gets it inside, and she's going to get called for the double dribble. So the ball goes back to the Lady Red.
Good defense there by the Lady Red. Able to get Lowry with that double dribble, just getting some pressure onto her, trying to go one way and then turn back and both hands hit the ball.
As a right idea by Timmons. She saw Hutchinson all by herself, but the Lady Plainsmen able to close that gap quickly. And it is a turnover by the Lady Red as Allison brings it left to right on your radio dial for the Lady Plainsmen. 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red by 5, 19-14. Danielle Allison has it left wing to Lexi Shelito, down to the left baseline to Coleman. Coleman out front to Allison. Allison swings it around to Johnson. Right wing three's on its way, and it's good.
Johnson left all alone at the three-point line. Hutchinson quickly trying to close out on her. Johnson ignored the footsteps and just dropped that one in.
Makes it 22-14, an 8-point. The Lady Plainsmen lead over the Smith Center Lady Red. 2.5 minutes left to go in this second quarter. Kirchhoff tracks it down, looks for Rentschler, tipped and stolen away by Lexi Shelito. Shelito brings it back left to right on your radio dial for the Lady Plainsmen. Drives all the way in. Now it's tipped and stolen away by Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff quickly up the court. Drives in, leaves it off for Rentschler. Rentschler right block up, and no good. It rattles out, and it's rebounded by Jordan Lowry. Lowry hands it off to Danielle Allison. Allison guarded tightly by Kirchhoff. Now Allison brings it across the timeline ahead to Lexi Shelito. 2:02 left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead by 8, 22-14 over the Smith Center Lady Red. Ball is tipped by Timmons. Timmons on the fast break, one-on-one with Danielle Allison, and Timmons heads to the free throw line. Second team foul on the Lady Plainsmen, and the second personal on Danielle Allison.
Great read by Timmons to come through there, tip that pass, and just take off down the court. Allison, well, good hustle foul on that one, making sure that Timmons didn't have a wide open layup.
Holly's first one's on its way and good. That makes it 22-15.
For Smith Center, number 11, Caitlin Shelato, number 24.
So Shelato and Fort Miller come in. Hutchinson and Kirchhoff take a seat. Timmons' second one, good as well. So Holly now has 7. Makes it 22-16 as Lowry all the way down to the right block, up and good. With a minute 40 left to go, that makes the lead 24-16, an 8-point lead yet again for the Lady Plainsmen here over the Lady Red. Freeling has it inside for Fort Miller, right block. Fort Miller kicks it out to Freeling, out front to Shelato. Caitlin's three's on its way, no good, rattles out, rebounded by Danielle Allison. Allison lets everybody clear out. Now she'll walk it up the court with a minute 20 left to go in the third quarter. Allison brings it left to right on your radio dial for the Oakley Lady Plainsmen. Sets up the offense, guarded tightly by Bree Freeling just as soon as she came across half court. Coleman has it left wing for the Lady Plainsmen, working against Caitlin Shelato. Bounce pass ahead to Lowry. Lowry going to hold on to it in the center circle, waiting for the Lady Red to come out and guard her. Now on the dribble, ahead to Danielle Allison. Back to Lowry. Lowry around to Johnson, down to the left corner to Coleman. Coleman working against Fort Miller, takes it on the dribble, back out to the half-court line to Lowry. Lowry working against Freeling, ahead to Danielle Allison. Allison back to Lowry in the center circle with 38 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead it 24-16, and Renner going to get called for the travel. And it will be a Lady Red basketball as Jesselyn Kirchhoff comes into the ball game. And Caitlin Shelato going to take a seat.
As Lady Plainsmen doing the right idea, they're just trying to hold for that last second shot, make it where they have one shot. Lady Red have to go into the fourth quarter without the ball again, but getting called with that travel hurt that chance.
And the ball goes right back to the Lady Plainsmen as Freeling was looking for Fort Miller. Ball got tipped and right into the hands of the Lady Plainsmen. Danielle Allison walks it up ahead to Renner. Renner right wing. Now to Johnson left wing. Three's on its way. Rattles out. No good. Rebounded by Timmons. And going to have a foul called here on Lowry. Her third personal foul. Third Lady Plainsmen team foul. So Jesselyn Kirchhoff will inbound the basketball. 11.9 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 24-16. Liberty Booker back into the ball game. Lowry takes a seat with those 3 fouls. Freeling going to take a seat. Caitlin Shelato comes back in for the Lady Red. 10 seconds left as Timmons quickly up across the timeline to Shelato, right wing. Shelato in for Rentschler. Rentschler at the free throw line. Timmons, top of the key, 3, buries it.
Quick shot there by Timmons, dropping that one in. Nothing but net.
That makes it 24-19 as time expires here in the third quarter. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen take that lead into this fourth quarter. We'll be back with the fourth quarter of action right after this. You're listening to Lady Red Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. And welcome back to Oakley. Jesse Ray alongside Robbie Gibson as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 24-19. But the Lady Red on a little bit of a high note as Holly Timmons buried the 3 from the top of the key at the end of the third quarter. And it will be Lady Red basketball start this fourth quarter. On the court for the Lady Red, it will be Holly Timmons, Caitlin Shelato, Jesselyn Kirchhoff, along with Talon Rentschler and Lizzie Fort Miller for the Lady Plainsmen. It looks like Renner, Allison, Booker, Kuhlman, and Johnson. Shelato has it out front to Timmons. The Lady Red go right to left on your radio dial here in the fourth quarter. Kirchhoff has it right wing. Inside for Rentschler. Ball gets tipped. Rentschler tracks it down. Now to Timmons between the circles. Back to Kirchhoff. Right wing 3's on its way. No good. Rebound fought for out of bounds. And they are going to say off of Renner. So Lady Red basketball with 7:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 24-19. Bree Freeling comes back in. Caitlin Shelato going to take a seat. Kirchhoff will inbound the basketball for the Lady Red. She's looking. Gets it into Fort Miller on the right baseline. Fort Miller dribbles up to the right wing, out front to Timmons. Timmons swings around to Kirchhoff, left wing. Timmons top the key with it. One dribble back to Kirchhoff, left wing, back to Timmons. She'll put up the three, left that one short. Rebound fought for. Fort Miller comes up with it, blocked from behind by Allison. Fort Miller has it again. Now this one's tipped and stolen away by Danielle Allison. Allison brings it up the court, left to right on your radio dial for the Lady Plainsmen. Ahead to Johnson, left wing. 7:15 and counting left to go in the ball game. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead by 5, 24-19 over the Smith Center Lady Red. Booker trapped on the baseline by Fort Miller and Kirchhoff. And you have a timeout called. So 7:07 left to go in this ball game. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 24-19. Take a timeout with them as you're listening to Lady Red Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Welcome back to Oakley High School. Jesse Ray alongside Robbie Gibson on the inbounds. Rentschler tips it. Timmons comes away with it. Now to Rentschler, tipped by Johnson right into the hands of Lowry. Nice defensive effort there by Adeline Johnson as she hustled back, saw what Holly Timmons was seeing, got her hand in the passing lane, and it's the Lady Plainsmen basketball yet again with 6:45 left to go in the ball game. Coleman has on the left baseline, tipped and stolen away by Freeling. Freeling ahead to Timmons. Holly quickly up the court, right to left on your radio dial. Picks up her dribble to Kirchhoff, skip past to Freeling, down to the baseline to Hutchinson. Looked inside for Rentschler, stolen away by Lowry. Jordan Lowry brings it back left to right on your radio dial. 6:25 left to go in this ball game. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red 24-19. Allison looks to pass off, does so to Coleman, right wing. Coleman picked up by Timmons, drives down to the baseline, right block, shot over Rentschler, no good, rebounded by Freeling. Bree quickly up the court, across the timeline with 6:05 left to go in the ball game. Timmons left wing with it. Now down to the right corner to Kirchhoff, to the baseline to Hutchinson, out front to Timmons. Timmons tracks it down to Kirchhoff, looks inside, underneath for Rentschler. Rentschler shot up, no good. And it is going to be Lady Plainsman basketball. So that might have been Freeling with an underneath. Either way, it is Lady Plainsman basketball. The Renner has it between the circles. Now to Allison. Allison trapped by Kirchhoff and Timmons. Right on the sideline, looks to get the ball off, does so to Johnson. Johnson left block up and no good. And it's rebounded by Rentschler. Rentschler ahead to Freeling. Freeling on the fast break, down to the right block. Shot over Coleman, left it short, no good. Rebound tipped out, and Kirchhoff going to track it down. Lady Red basketball as Freeling has the left wing, out front to Kirchhoff. They swing around to Timmons' right wing. Holly has it back to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff back to Timmons. Timmons down to Freeling, right corner. She spots up for three, buries it.
Freeling left all alone at the three-point line, able to get that one and roll around the rim and fall in for her.
So that makes it 24-22. The Smith Center Lady Red cut in that lead. Just under 5 minutes left to go in this ball game. Lowry has it on the dribble, fouled by Timmons. That's Holly's fourth personal foul and the fourth Lady Red team foul.
Timmons trying to keep Lowry from going baseline. Lowry doing a good job getting to the baseline and drawing that foul.
Lexi Shelato comes back in for the Oakley Lady Plainsmen. Renner takes a seat. Grayson Hutchinson takes a seat for the Lady Red. And Fort Miller comes back into the ball game. Lowry has it. Out front now to Danielle Allison. They swing around to Johnson inside for Lowry. Shot is up in the paint and no good. Fighting for the rebound. Timmons comes down with it and going to have a jump ball called. It will be Lady Plainsmen basketball. May have been a little miscommunication there between the Lady Red as they let that ball hit the court and gave Lowry enough time to crash down and get the jump ball called.
I'd have to say the same thing there. It's just the communication. Ball goes up. Well, you're going to get it. I'm going to get it, and it just goes to the court. So
and nobody gets it.
And yeah, nobody gets it, and that creates a jump ball. As Lowry is quick, she tries to attack the ball quite often.
Well, that quickness caused her to travel that time. Rentschler has it, ties things up from the right elbow. As Rentschler ties things up at 24 all, here between the Smith Center Lady Red and the Oakley Lady Plainsmen. Full court pressure by the Lady Red. Nice work there by Jesselyn Kirchhoff. She tips it out of bounds, but great effort as she forced Lexi Shelito to the sideline and caused her to lose the handle on it. But unfortunately for the Lady Red, Kirchhoff did touch it last. Lady Plainsman basketball, 4:15 left to go in this ball game. We're all tied at 24 apiece. We have not been tied since it was 9-all way back in the second quarter. As Shelito gets it stolen away by Timmons, and then Lexi Shelito gets called for her first personal foul, fourth Lady Plainsman team foul. Holly Timmons going to get called, draw that foul. Again, we have not been tied since it was 9-9. 6:55 left to go in the fourth quarter. In that second quarter, Lady Red tied it up at 9-all. Since then, it's been all Lady Plainsmen as they have led the entire way until 5 minutes left, or until just a minute or about 30 seconds ago when Rentschler hit that two-pointer to tie things up at 24.
It's been a really good game back and forth. You know,
a little sloppy.
A little sloppy, but it's kind of expected coming back off a break. The Lady Red, they just can't hit a basket tonight, and that's really been the Lady Plainsman saving graces. The Lady Red can't hit anything. As you look through that third quarter there, the Lady Plainsman, they had 23 turnovers to the Lady Red 18. So if the Lady Red could make a few more baskets, that game would have been tied a lot closer through that third quarter, but the Lady Red just struggling tonight from the field.
So we are again 24-all here between the Oakley Lady Plainsmen and the Smith Center Lady Red. Up to this point, well, looking at the scoring for the Lady Plainsmen, they're led by, well, no real surprise, Jordan Lowry. She's the only player on the team that has more than 3 points. She's got 12 of the 24, so half the team points coming from Jordan Lowry. 3 from Adeline Johnson, 3 from Jada Renner, 2 for Danielle Allison, 2 for Liberty Booker, and 2 for Jamie Kuhlman. For the Lady Red, a little more balanced. It's 10 points for Holly Timmons. She leads the way. 7 points for Bree Freeling, 5 points for Talon Rentschler, and 2 points for Grayson Hutchinson. Lady Red basketball out of the timeout. As the Lady Red go right to left on your radio dial. They look inside for Rentschler on the left baseline. Wraparound pass for Fort Miller. Fort Miller underneath for Freeling. Blocked from behind by Lowry. Ball's on the court. Still fighting for it. And jump ball called Lady Red basketball as Freeling got blocked from behind by Lowry. But before it went out of bounds, Freeling able to grab a hold of it, throw it back in, and then the fight was on for the ball as Shelito for the Lady Red able to get her hands on it to call that jump ball. Lady Red basketball. They inbound out front to Fort Miller. She'll put it up. Shot no good. Rebound tracked down by Kuhlman. Kuhlman gets the pass off to Danielle Allison. 3.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. We're tied at 24-all here between the Oakley Lady Plainsmen and the Smith Center Lady Red as Kuhlman trapped in the left corner, and they're going to say Holly Timmons touched it last as it goes out of bounds. So it will be Lady Plainsmen basketball. 3:28 left to go in the fourth quarter. Again, 24-all here between the Smith Center Lady Red and the Oakley Lady Plainsmen. Danielle Allison has it between the circles, guarded tightly by Bree Freeling. Picks up her dribble now to Johnson. Back to Allison between the circles of the right wing to Renner. And Freeling going to get called for the foul, her third personal foul, 5th Lady Red team foul.
A right idea by Freeling, just a step too slow on that one. Otherwise, she would have been off to the races on that one. But like I said, step too slow, caught arm instead of ball.
3:18 left to play in the ball game. Tied at 24-all between the Smith Center Lady Red and the Oakley Lady Plainsmen here at Oakley High School. Johnson has the right wing for the Lady Plainsmen. Now to Lowry. Lowry drives in underneath for Kuhlman. Kuhlman's shot is up. Counted. She's going line for an and one.
Great look to catch Kuhlman cutting along the baseline by Lowry. Lowry went up in the air, just dropped it off as Kuhlman right there, right up against the backboard. Used the backboard and got the 2 points.
So Jamie Kuhlman gets the points. Hutchinson comes back in. Fort Miller going to take a seat. Clock was running there, so now they're going to reset the time clock here. As Kuhlman going to try to make this a 3-point Lady Plainsmen lead. 3:02 left to go in the ball game. The Lady Plainsmen lead at 26-24. As Jamie Kuhlman heads to the free throw line for the first time in this ball game. And one attempt is on its way. Rattles out, no good. Rebound fought for, still fighting for it. Kuhlman tracks it down to the left corner. Throws it out, and somehow Lowry saves it. Those long arms came in handy there as Lowry had to tightrope walk the half-court line and does not go back court. It is the Lady Plainsmen basketball as they lead by 2 with 2:45 and counting left to go in this ball game. Lowry going to get called for the travel. She went to pump fake that time. Feet just shuffled.
Right idea is Rentschler, she went for the block on that one, but those feet for Lowry just shuffling. Otherwise, great idea to get to the lane.
2-point lead for the Oakley Lady Plainsmen. 2:35 left to go in the ball game. 26-24. Timmons free throw line jumper, good.
Timmons putting that shot up in traffic, able to drop it in.
That makes it 26-26. There's the full court pressure. Broken by the Lady Plainsmen. Lowry stops and pops. No good. Rebounded by Coleman. Coleman up, and she's headed to the free throw line.
Coleman coming in there at the last second, getting that rebound as it fell. Kind of knocked one of her own teammates out of the way to grab that rebound, but worked out for her as she's getting to go to the free throw line.
We called that on Holly Timmons. That is Holly's 5th and final foul. She fouls out tonight, leading the way with 12 points. As that is a new season high for Holly Timmons, but unfortunately, she has to go out of the game with those 5 fouls with 2:13 left to go in this ball game. And Jesselyn Kirchhoff comes back into the game for the Lady Red. 2 shots for Jamie Coleman for the Oakley Lady Plainsmen. Going to try to break this 26-all tie. She's 0 of 1 from the line, and she missed that and one attempt just a few moments ago. Hits that one, though. So with 2:13 left to go in this ball game, the Lady Plainsmen regain a 1-point lead, 27-26. Coleman getting set for her second free throw. Looking for point number 6 on the night and cannot find it. Rebounded by Rentschler. Rentschler tips it off to Freeling, and Rentschler comes down awkwardly and holding that left ankle. We'll take a timeout here. We'll be back with more of the fourth quarter right after this as you're listening to Lady Red Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Welcome back to Oakley High School. Jesse Ray alongside Robbie Gibson. Good thing to see, Robbie, as Talon is walking off the court. A little bit of help from Coach Lynn, but for the most part, walking by herself coming off the court after she rolled that ankle a little bit, it looked like.
I think that's all it was just maybe a minor roll. Going to hurt for a few days. Get some ice on it and ibuprofen, get your foot up, and she should be able to come back, I would say, by Friday at least.
Kirchhoff shot no good for 3. Rebound fought for. Ball still up for grabs. Now the Lady Plainsmen come down with 1:55 left to go in this fourth quarter. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red by 1, 27-26. Allison tipped by Fort Miller. And nope, they're going to get a foul called here. And they're going to say it's on the Lady Red, on Lizzie Fort Miller. Her third personal foul, 8th Lady Red team foul since Jordan Lowry at the free throw line to shoot 1-1. As we see Talon walking that off on the sideline. Looking like she's able to walk pretty well over there, so that's a good sign for the Lady Red and for Talon Rentschler. As Lowry hits the first one, makes it 28-26 with 1:47 left to go here in this ball game. 2-point lead for the Lady Plainsmen. Lowry getting set for a second one, going to try to make it a 3-point game, and it does so. So Lowry makes it 29-26, a 3-point Lady Plainsmen lead. 1:45 left to go in the ball game. Shelto swings around to Freeling, back to Shelto between the circles to Kirchhoff left wing, back out front between the circles to Shelto. Back to Kirchhoff left wing, Shelto between the circles to the right wing to Freeling. Freeling looks in, now skip past to Kirchhoff out front to Shelto. 1:26 left to go in the fourth quarter. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead by 3. Freeling left baseline, blocked out of bounds by Lowry again. What's she up to? Is she had a double-double now?
That is a double-double right there.
Not very often you see a double-double with blocks. Unofficially a double-double, we should say, as that's 10 blocks unofficially for Jordan Lowry in this game. Lady Red basketball as Freeling has it out front. They swing it around to Kirchhoff, right corner. Back out front to Freeling. Freeling tracks it down now to Shelto, left wing. Down to the baseline to Hutchinson. Jumper's on its way, no good. Rebound tracked down by Shelto. Shelto dribbles back out now to Kirchhoff, down to the right corner. to Freeling. Out front, Shelito's three's on its way, and it rattles out. No good. And Fort Miller's gets the rebound, and she's going to be fouled and headed to the free throw line to shoot two. As that thing for Shelito did everything but go through the net as it rattled around and popped back out. But Fort Miller, Johnny on the spot, got the rebound, and it goes to the free throw line to shoot two.
Shelito got robbed on that. There's no other way to put that. The ball looked like it was going to fall through nothing but net, hits the back part of that rim, and just rattles back and forth and then flings right back up on her. Perfect shot for Shelito, just unfortunate event for her.
Fort Miller, both of them rattle out, rebounded by Coleman. And going to have jump ball called, and it will be Lady Plainsman basketball. As Fort Miller misses them both. As Freeling able to get there to tie that one up. 56 seconds left to go in the ball game. A 3-point Oakley Lady Plainsman lead 29-26. Time on the court. We'll take one with them as you're listening to Lady Red Basketball on KQMA on the World Wide Web. (29-26). The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red here with just under a minute left to play in this ball game. Mark just gave us the score for the Central Plains Lady Oilers. They were that close to the century mark tonight, 98 points as they blasted Maxville 98 to, what do you say, 25 or 26 or something like that. So, the Lady Oilers, they're lighting it up. Welcome back from Christmas break.
They must have had a really good Christmas break.
They all got shooting machines for Christmas. That's all they did was shoot baskets, I guess. It is the Lady Plainsmen basketball. 52 seconds of counting left to go in this ball game. 29-26. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Lady Red here at Oakley High School. Allison has it out front, now to Lowry. Lowry, probably the last player that the Lady Red won a foul here late in the game, as it is Renner with it now. Renner now to Johnson. Johnson guarded tightly by Kirchhoff, and Jesselyn going to get called for the foul. Her second personal, 9th Lady Red team foul. So Johnson heads to the line to shoot 1-1. Her first attempts from the line in this ball game.
Kind of wonder why the Lady Red took so long on fouling someone. I understand you don't want to foul Lowry. She's a very good free throw shooter, but the Lady Red let a lot of time run off the clock before they fouled someone.
Johnson hits the first one. That makes it 30-26. With 31 seconds left. Good thing is, Robbie, for the Lady Red, Talon Rensler back out on the court.
That is the good thing. She's back out there. She can help out the team tremendously.
As Johnson hits them both, makes it 31-26. Lady Red have it. Kirchhoff left wing three's on its way. Left it short, no good. Rebound, out of bounds it goes. Lady Red basketball, 21 seconds left. 21.6 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Smith Center Lady Red had trailed the Oakley Lady Plainsmen 31-26. Hutchinson inbounds to Shelito. Shelito top the key with it. Now to Hutchinson. Down to the left corner to Freeling. Freeling's left corner three. Too hard, no good. Rebounded by Kuhlman. Kuhlman tips it out to Lowry. Now to Allison. 8 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead at 31-26. And Allison going to get called for the travel. So Lady Red basketball, 4.8 seconds left to go. And the Oakley Lady Plainsmen lead it by 5 at 31-26. Shelito into Freeling. Freeling back to Shelito. Shelito, spike line three, no good off the back of the iron, and that's how it ends. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen beat the Smith Center Lady Red 31-26. We'll take a timeout here.
Boys side of things, talked about that girls side, how it was well balanced. This one, very well balanced as well. Like you said, you had the Panthers and you had the Monarchs meeting up there in the, it seemed like championship the last few years. Back and forth battles there. Well, this year it's going to be wide open. Someone else could possibly get into that championship game and claim a title, but that is a week away. Tonight we have a good one on our hands here between the Plainsmen and the Redmen. Going to have a good game, back and forth battle for both of these teams.
Well, Robbie, while I'm getting all the starters, why don't you go ahead and give us your keys for a quick start?
I was taking a breath there. But, all right, for the Redmond, they got to move without the ball on offense. Move without the ball, set the screens, come off the screens hard, and make sure they're moving without that ball to get open shots. Then they got to take care of the ball. All offense for the Redmond here tonight. They got to make sure that they're doing a good job on offense to get that defense flowing. And they've had a little bit of trouble taking care of the ball a little bit. They got to make sure that they can take care of the ball here tonight for the Plainsmen. Control the tempo. Get the tempo in the way that you want it to go, whether that be up tempo or if you want to slow things down and control the clock, get it going in your way that you want it to go. And then the Plainsmen, they got the massive height advantage tonight. They got to use that to their advantage underneath the basket. Get that ball underneath the basket. Get the Redmond bigs into some foul trouble and get them on the bench. The Redmond, they don't have much height. They're going to be able to match up with a couple of them. But the Plainsmen, they got the height advantage tonight, so they got to make sure that they use that to full advantage, and that's what I have for both teams.
For the Plainsmen, it's number 3, a 6-foot senior, Corbin Bowles. Number 4, a 6'1" sophomore, Colt Himmert. Number 12, a 6'3" senior, Cade Himmert. Number 15, a 6'3" sophomore, Dane Sheets. And number 34, a 6'4" senior, Grant Coolman. For the Redmen, it's 5'10" senior, number 3, Colby Benoit. Number 4, a 6'3" senior, Kyle Sass, along with Trenton Colby, Reese Buckmaster, and Austin Hobelman. As Cade Himmert wins the tip to Colt. Colt Himmert has it right to left on your radio dial to start this ball game for the Plainsmen. Gets a screen at the right wing from Dane Sheets. Himmert has it. Now ball gets tipped out by Colby Benoit. Corbin Bowles tracks it down at the left wing. Down the left corner to Sheets. Sheets picked up there by Hobelman. Guarding Sheets up to the left wing. Sheets on the dribble, now out front to Grant Coolman. Coolman on the dribble, down to the right wing, picks up his dribble, now to Bowles in the right corner. Bowles looks inside for Sheets, can't get it to him. Now he's swinging around to Colt Himmert, right wing. Himmert on the dribble, sees an opening, drives in, left block off the glass, and a block going to be called on Reese Buckmaster, his first personal foul, first Redmond team foul, and it's going to send Colt Himmert, the 6'1" sophomore, to the free throw line for the Plainsmen.
Reese slid in there at the right time, got his feet planted, but as Himmert was going up, Reese leaned back just a little bit to draw that block foul instead of a charge.
So Himmert scores the first point of the ball game. 1-0 with 7:20 left to go in this first quarter. Himmert getting set for the second free throw, good as well. So Colt Himmert scores first, 2-0. Both coming from the free throw line here for the Oakley Plainsmen as they lead with 7:15 left to go in the first quarter. Ball gets tipped by Colt Himmert in the hands of Cade. Cade Himmert has it. Ball gets tipped around. Himmert hits the floor, and a travel going to be called on Cade Himmert. And it will be Redmond basketball. 7:07 left to go in the first quarter. As Cade Himmert, now the seasoned veteran for the Plainsmen. He's been starting since he was a freshman. Jace Engel has graduated. Now they're going to lean more on Cade Himmert than they ever have before.
They really are. Cade Himmert, that, like you said, seasoned veteran, doing a great job here for this Plainsman team.
Colt Himmert again with another steal, as it is Plainsman basketball. Finds Cade. Cade dribbles down to the left baseline, picks up his dribble there out front now to Dane Sheets. Sheets on the dribble to the top of the key, dribbles over to the right wing to Corbin Bowles. Bowles working against Colby Benoit with 6:50 left to go in the first quarter. 2-0 is our score, and a 5-second call on Bowles. That's pretty good defense there by Benoit. All he had to do was stand there that time.
That was pretty easy defense. I could do that kind of defense. That was, he was trying to let everything set up in front of him, but the rest of the Redmond had to get credit on that one as well. They've done a great job switching on the screens, making a pass not available, and getting that 5-second call.
Trenton Colby quickly ahead to Sass. Sass on the backside to Buckmaster down in the left wing. Buckmaster picks up his dribble now to Sass. Tipped by Coolman in the hands of into the hands of Colt Himmert. Himmert has it between the circles, working against Buckmaster. Now to Cade. Cade Himmert dribbles in, stops and pops, no good. Rebounded by Buckmaster. Buckmaster lets everybody clear out. 6:20 left to go in the first quarter. 2-0 is our score. Trenton Colby stops and pops for three off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Sass. Sass left block counted. He's going to line for an and one.
Sass does a great job doing the dirty work for this Redmond team. He's not afraid to get underneath the basket and bang with anyone underneath there. And this time, getting physical and getting that offensive rebound, going right back up, getting the shot off the backboard, and getting fouled as well.
So Sass has a chance to give the Redmond the lead, and it cannot. Rebounded by Sheets, and Holman going to get called for the foul. That's Austin's second Redmond team foul.
Holman just tried to slide around the backside, reach up there and tip that one out of there. Didn't quite get the right angle on it, and caught arm instead.
6:12 left to go in the first quarter. 2-2 is our score here between the Smith Center Redmond and the Oakley Plainsmen. Ball goes ahead to Sheets. Guarded tightly by Sass. Sheets drives in, left block up, and good.
Tough shots there by Sheets as Sass was right there along with him. Sass about had the ball pinned up against the backboard, but Sheets slipped it through there.
So it gives the Plainsmen back a 2-point lead as they get the ball. Look inside for Sass, stolen away by Colt Hemmert again. That's at least his third steal here in the first quarter. He drives all the way in, right block off the glass and good. Colt Hemmert coast to coast, and it puts the Plainsmen up 6-2 with 5:38 left to go in the first quarter. Sass has it across the timeline, lets everybody come across, now finds Trenton Colby to Holman, left wing. Out front to Buckmaster. Buckmaster to Colby Benoit, right wing. Benoit back out front to Sass. Sass swings around to Holman. Left elbow shot over Coleman, no good. Rebound put back by Sasses.
Sass, right time, right place on that one. As that ball came off, Sass coming through there, just reaches one hand out, grabbed that one, put it right back up quickly.
Makes it 6-4. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond by 2. 5:05 left to go in the first quarter. Cade Hemmert has it between the circles, guarded there by Trenton Colby. Hemmert dribbles down to the left wing, picks up his dribble there. Now out front to Colt. Colt Hemmert on the dribble, all the way down to the right corner. Back out to the right wing, now passes down to the right corner to Grant Coleman. And Sass going to get called for the kickball, so it will remain Plainsman basketball. Griffin Kugler comes into the ball game for the Redmen. Reese Buckmaster takes a seat. For the Plainsmen, number 22, Wyatt Abel comes into the ball game, and Grant Coleman takes a seat. Sheets has it, right wing. He's going to drive in on Sass, right block up, and good.
Sheets went right past Sass, took the baseline, oversteps Holman, just uses Holman as a prop as he's up in the air, gets a shot off and off the backboard, and then it went.
8-4 is the score. Sass has it, right block, and he's headed to the free throw line as Abel going to get called for the foul, his first personal foul. First Plainsman team foul, and Kyle Sass heads back to the free throw line. 0 of 1 from the line in this ball game. Missed that and one attempt just a little bit ago.
Great look to catch Sass as he was going down the side, down the lane, got a nice pass, gave a little pump fake as he was going, drew his guy up in the air, went up right after him, and getting fouled as he went up.
So he hits the first one. 4:32 left to go in this first quarter. Makes it a 3-point Plainsman lead, 8-5. Sass second one on its way, rattles out, no good. And they are, well, going to say it wouldn't have mattered anyways. He stepped across the line. And it will be Plainsman basketball. 4:32 left to go in the first quarter. A 3-point Plainsman lead, 8-5 over the Smith Center Redmond. Colt Hemmert brings it up the court across the timeline, hands it off to Cade. Cade Hemmert picked up by Griffin Kugler. Dribbles down to the left wing, picked up there by Colby Benoit. Out front to Bulls in the center circle. Now to Colton Hemmert, down to the left corner to Cade. Cade Hemmert trapped by Benoit and Trenton Colby. Looks in, finds Sheets. Now to Bulls, top of the key. Bulls working against Griffin Kugler, down to the right corner to Abel. Abel inside for Sheets. Sheets picks it up. Wraparound pass for Cade Hemmert, up and good.
Great pump fake there by Cade Hemmert. Guy, I believe it was Griffin Kugler coming through there. Not sure who it was exactly came through there for the Red, but they flew through there and wide open shot.
Now we have a steal by Wyatt Abel, and he's going to be fouled. This will be the third team foul on the Redmen, and it's going to be the first on Colby Benoit.
Just bodies hitting the floor on that loose ball there. And as you look down there, there's about 3 Redmen on the ground, 3 Plainsmen. So everybody trying to get off of that loose ball, and ultimately the Redmen getting foul or causing a foul because of it.
Hester Maxwell comes in for Kyle Sass for the Redmen. Chance Ingle into the ball game for the Plainsmen, and Colt Hemmert taking a seat. Cade Hemmert looks to inbound. Does so now to Sheets, back to Hemmert. Hemmert going to bring it up the court for the Plainsmen. Right to left on your radio dial. 3:40 left to go in the first quarter, and the Plainsmen have a 5-point lead, 10-5 over the Smith Center Redmen. Abel has it. Down to the left wing, picks up his dribble there. Chance Ingle, left corner 3, left it short. Rebound, fought for Colby Benoit, comes down with it. Benoit leads the fast break for the Redmen. Down to the right wing, crosses over into the paint. Trenton Colby, left wing 3, buries it. Makes it 10-8 with 3:15 left to go. And Hester Maxwell tips it out of bounds. It will remain Plainsman basketball. Reese Buckmaster comes back into the ball game for the Redmen. Austin Hobelman takes a seat. Corbin Bowles takes a seat for the Plainsmen, and Colt Hemmert comes back into the ball game. 10-8 is our score. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen. Wyatt Abel gets the inbounds pass. Kicks it out to Chance Ingle, right wing, back inside for Abel. Tipped out by Maxwell, fighting for the ball, and a jump ball called. It will be Redmond basketball. Nice job that time by Maxwell to get that one tipped out.
Maxwell coming around quickly on his player, tipped that one out of there. All of a sudden, 3 different guys grabbing for that ball. So refs right there let them fight for just a little bit, and then called to see if someone came away with it cleanly.
So Abel takes a seat. Grant Coleman comes back into the ball game for the Plainsmen. Smith Center basketball. Colby Benoit brings it across the timeline with just under 3 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Kugler drives in, blocked by Sheets, saved by Engel into the hands of Coleman. Coleman ahead to Colt Himmert. Himmert quickly up the court, going to drive all the way down to the right baseline, kicks it out front to Cade. Cade Himmert swings around to Jance Engel all the way down to the left corner to Sheets. 2:35 left to go in the first quarter. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 10-8. Ingles wraparound pass for Coleman, tipped out by Maxwell again, and it will remain a Plainsman basketball. 2.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Good job there by Maxwell, keeping his head on a swivel, seeing where that pass is coming from and getting his hand in the way and knocking it out of bounds.
Coleman comes in. Looks like Trenton Colby going to take a seat. 2.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. A 2-point lead for the Oakley Plainsmen. Kugler tips that one as Cade Himmert tried to pass it in. Kugler able to tip that one out, so it will remain a Plainsman basketball as Himmert inbounds the Sheets in the right corner. Now to Engel. 2:25 left to go in the first quarter. A 2-point lead for the Oakley Plainsmen. 10-8 over the Smith Center Redmond. Sheets, the right block, no good. Rebounded by Maxwell. Ahead to Buckmaster. Buckmaster on the fast break, working against Engel. Scoop shot up and good. That makes it 10-10. The Redmond tie things up here with 2:08 left to go in the first quarter. Engel looking to get across timeline, does so to Dane Sheets. Back to Engel. Engel drives in, kicks out to Colt Himmert. Himmert drives to the left baseline, blocked by Hobelman, and now they're going to say a foul by Hobelman with 1:57 left to go in the first quarter. I'm a long ways away, but I'm with Coach Buckmaster. I thought that one was clean.
I think it was clean until
Maybe
the
got it with
very
the
end.
I'm a long ways away. I can't see that far.
I'm saying I think it was clean until the very end, and at the very end, Holman caught the hand as they were going down, and that's where the foul was called at. But otherwise, it looked clean from here as well.
It was clean up top anyway.
I said that's where I think it was, but I think as they were coming down is where the foul was getting called at.
Holman picks up his second personal foul. Sheets gets the hook shot to go. That puts the Plainsmen back up by 2, 12-10. Sass came back into the ball game for the Redmond. Buckmaster underneath for Maxwell. Maxwell's going to head to the free throw line. Second team foul on the Plainsmen here. It's on Dayton Sheets, his first personal foul. Heston Maxwell heads to the free throw line for the Redmond.
Good luck to catch Maxwell underneath there. Maxwell had a lot of traffic around him. Nice bounce pass into him. As he was starting to go up, Sheets fell to the ground and caught Maxwell on his legs, so Maxwell couldn't get up in the air very well and getting that foul.
Maxwell misses the first one. Trenton Colby comes back into the ball game. Colby Benoit going to take a seat. 1:41 left to go in the first quarter. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond by 2, 12-10. Maxwell has a chance here to cut into that lead. Missed the first free throw. Second free throw's on its way. Rattles out, no good. Rebounded by Cade Himmert. Himmert quickly up the court. He's between the circles with 1:35 left to go in the first quarter. Step back jumper over Kugler, no good. Fighting for the rebound, and Trenton Colby comes down with it, and he's going to be fouled. Third team foul on the Plainsmen. Believe this one's going to be on Colt Himmert, and it is his first. A little pressure going to be applied here by the Plainsmen as the Himmerts both up in the front court. Trenton Colby tells everybody to clear out. He'll go one-on-one with Cade Himmert to bring it across the timeline. 1:20 left to go in the first quarter. Colby across the timeline now, ahead to Kugler. Kugler working against Colt Himmert, drives in, stops and pops in the paint. Rattles out, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Dane Sheets comes away with it. Tipped out by Maxwell, and it will remain Plainsman basketball as Heston couldn't quite track that one down before it went out of bounds. And it will be Plainsman basketball, 1:11 left to go in the first quarter.
Good heads-up play there by Trenton Colby, realizing that the Plainsmen were just in a man-to-man. It wasn't a trap defense or thing to send the other guys down court, so it was one-on-one. So he didn't try to get it into a rush and turn the ball over.
Coleman has it at the free throw line. Hands it off to Colt Himmert. Step back, long two, buries it.
Sass right there in coverage to get his hand in front of it, but able to get the shot off was Himmert to get that 2 points.
Makes it 14-10. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond. 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Kugler has it at the right wing. Working against Colt Himmert. Ball's on the court. Himmert comes away with the steal. He throws it ahead to Sheets. Sheets on the fast break. Left block up and counted. He's going line for an and one. A huge first quarter for Dane Sheets. He's got 8 of the 16. He could have 9 of the 17 if he hits this free throw.
Sheets is having a great first quarter here on that one. Just in a foot race going down court Well,
Max.
was it on Maxwell?
No, it was on Trenton Colby.
Trenton Colby, okay. Couldn't see who they called it on, then looking up at their thing, I didn't see an 11 out there. There he is.
As Sheets misses, rebounded by Cade Himmert. Now he's going to the free throw line to shoot two. So Sheets missed the and one attempt. Rebounded by Cade Himmert. He's fouled by Kyle Sass, his first personal foul, sixth Redmond team foul. And Cade Himmert at the free throw line. His first attempt from the line in this ball game is good. That makes it 17-10. We were tied at 10-all. Then with a minute 50 left to go in this first quarter, the Plainsmen went up 12-10. They're now on an 8-0 run as Himmert hits that one as well. They lead 18-10 to the Oakley Plainsmen with 26 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Joel Montgomery's in the ball game for the Redmen. He hands it off to Buckmaster. Buckmaster picks up his dribble, now to the right wing to Montgomery. Left wing to Kugler. Kugler stops and pops, blocked by Cade Himmert. Back in the hands of Kugler. Kugler in the paint. Oh, could not get that one to fall as it rattles out, but he's headed to the free throw line. This will be the fourth team foul on the Plainsmen. And it's on Colt Himmert, his second.
As Lowry started the block party for the Oakley teams tonight, the boys continuing it as it's just been a couple different guys getting some good blocks here and just being in the right place to get those.
Kugler left that one short off the front of the iron, so it will remain 18-10 with 11.9 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Kugler getting set for his second free throw. On its way, and no good. Rebounded by Jance Engel. Engel quickly up the court with 8 seconds left. He's going to drive all the way in, picks up his dribble. Ball gets tipped out by Kugler, and it will remain Plainsman basketball. 3.2 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 18-10. Jance Engel will inbound the basketball for the Plainsmen. Gets it into Cade Himmert at the buzzer. Right corner, 3 too hard, no good. Rebounded by Sass. And we do have a foul here to end the first quarter as Grant Coleman going to pick up the foul. That's the fifth team foul and the second on Grant Coleman. So that's how the first quarter ends with the Oakley Plainsmen up 18-10. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in the second quarter right after this as you're listening to Redmond Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. And welcome back to Oakley High School. Jesse Ray alongside Robbie Gibson. As we start the second quarter, the Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 18-10. The Plainsmen right now led by Dane Sheets as he's got 8 of the 18, followed closely by Colt Himmert. He's got 6, and Cade Himmert with 4 for the Redmen. It's 5 points for Kyle Sass, 3 for Trenton Colby, and 2 for Reese Buckmaster. Plainsmen basketball start the second quarter. They go right to left on your radio dial. It's Engel with it. Now to Cade Himmert, back to Engel. Engel calls out the offense, dribbles over to the left wing, picks up his dribble down to the left wing or left corner to Sheets, back to Engel left wing. Inside for Cade Himmert at the free throw line, splits the defense, kicks it out to Sheets in the corner, back to Engel. Engel picks up his dribble, top of the key. Dane Sheets, left corner, three's on its way, no good. Rebounded by Buckmaster. Buckmaster picks up his dribble ahead to Colby Benoit. Benoit brings it left to right on your radio dial for the Redmen. Now out front to Buckmaster. Buckmaster picks up his dribble. Tries to get it to Kugler, stolen away by Colt Himmert, now in the hands of Sheets. Sheets hands it off to Engel. Engel across the timeline ahead to Colt Himmert. Himmert calls out the offense, now to Engel between the circles with 7:10 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 18-10. They look inside for Sheets. Ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to say Redmond basketball. As Cade Himmert looked inside, just out of the outstretched hands of Dane Sheets, and it will be Redmond basketball. Trenton Colby brings it up. Now to Colby Benoit, ahead to Buckmaster. Buckmaster brings it across the timeline, ahead to Trenton Colby, right wing. Picks up his dribble, out front to Colby Benoit. Top of the key, three's on its way. No good off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Kugler. Kugler on the dribble, puts it up in the paint, blocked by Abel. And ball is fought for. Dane Sheets comes down with it ahead to Himmert. Himmert has to try to save it, cannot, as that one just out of bounds, and it will be Redmond basketball. 6:41 left to go in the first half, and it's going to be Corbin Bowles back into the ball game. Jance Engel takes a seat with 6:41 left to go in the first half, and the Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 18-10. Trenton Colby ahead to Reese Buckmaster. Buckmaster sees an opening, drives in, kicks it out to Trenton Colby in the right corner, guarded tightly by Cade Himmert. Back out to Buckmaster. Buckmaster hands it off to Kugler, top of the key. Kugler drives in, right block, and he's going to head to the free throw line. 16 foul on the Plainsmen, and the second on Wyatt Abel.
Kugler doing everything he can in this game, trying to get some shots up on the basket. The Plainsmen, they have his number here so far. I think that was the first one that got to the rim for him. He hasn't had very many go to the rim, but he's taken quite a few shots. The Plainsmen able to get their hand on the ball and knock it down. This one finally getting a foul called.
So Kugler at the free throw line. It's on its way. No good on the first end of the 1-1, and it's rebounded by Bulls. So Kugler 0 of 3 from the line in this ball game, and the Plainsmen still lead by 8, 18-10. Colt Himmert up under, no good, but he's headed to the free throw line. Seventh foul on the Redmen.
Colt Himmert doing the right play there as he's going up and underneath the rim and trying to get a shot up off the backboard, getting fouled up in the air. Great move. Just unfortunately not a lot of room to work with after he got through there.
Trenton Colby picks up his second personal foul. Colt Himmert back at the free throw line. First one's on its way, no good. Austin Holman comes back into the ball game. Trenton Colby going to take a seat. As Trenton came up a little limp after that foul on Himmert, as Himmert hits the second free throw. He now has 7 and makes it 19-10. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond. Benoit out front to Hobelman, back to Benoit right wing. Benoit on the dribble, drives in, and he's going to be fouled. This will be the 17th foul on the Plainsmen.
This Plainsman's defense doing a great job. They're coming out, sitting right in the laps of this Redmond team and not allowing them to get open and move freely, putting a lot of pressure on them, even off-ball pressure. It's kind of created a little bit of havoc there for the Redmond, finally able to try to get things going for them.
Benoit misses the first in the 1-on-1. Ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Cade Himmert. So, Redmond basketball with 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter. The Oakley Plainsmen lead by 9 at 19-10 over the Smith Center Redmond as Sass has it. Sass looking, finds Hobelman between the circles. Hobelman now to Benoit. Benoit drives in. Wraparound pass for Sass in the paint, partially blocked and rebounded by Benoit, and he's headed to the free throw line. 9th foul on the Plainsmen.
Good job by Benoit on staying with the play. Tossed the ball out there to Sass, went out of bounds. Sass went up to shoot it, got blocked. Benoit came back in and was right there as the ball fell back towards the ground.
Plainsmen on a 9-0 run since a minute 50 left to go into the first quarter. Benoit does end that run with his first point of the ball game. Makes it 19-11 with 5:54 left to go in this first half. So Benoit going to try to cut in this lead yet again and cannot. Misses that one, rebounded by Wyatt Abel. Cade Himmert brings it right to left on your radio dial for the Plainsmen. He stands in the center circle. Sets up the offense to Zimmerman, right wing. Zimmerman on the dribble to the top of the key. Picks up his dribble now to Colt Himmert. Left corner three's on its way. Rattles out, no good. Rebounded by Kugler. Kugler ahead to Benoit. Benoit back to Kugler across the timeline. Down to Hobelman. Back to Kugler. Kugler fakes left, goes right. Splits the defense off the glass and good. Counted. He's going to line for an and one.
Good play there between Hobelman and Kugler. Kugler passed it down to Hobelman. Hobelman quickly got it back to Kugler as Kugler cut towards the basket, split the 3 defenders that he had to get through. Somehow able to get through those guys, get it up off the backboard, but getting fouled as he flew through the air.
Fouls on Cody Zimmerman, his first personal foul. 10th Plainsman team foul. Kyle Sass takes a seat for the Redmond. Heston Maxwell back into the ball game. Dane Sheets back in for the Plainsmen, also in. As Kugler misses that one, rebound by Sheets, and Hobelman going to get called for the foul, and then the technical foul. So there's 4 personal fouls on Austin Hobelman here in the first half after that technical. So we'll see which Plainsman player get ahead to the free throw line to shoot the 2 free throws. And also, the player that I didn't catch coming into the ball game for the Plainsman is Jarrett Sporer. So he's back on the court for the first time. So Dane Sheets at the free throw line to shoot the technical fouls here. Actually, are they going to shoot the foul
I think they get the 1-and-1 first, and then they get the technical. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe that's what they're going with here.
Either way, Dane Sheets is at the free throw line to shoot first. And it's good on the first one. That makes it 20-13 with 5:16 left to go here in this first half. As Sheets hits them both, makes it 21-13. Dane's got 10 here in the first half. Now Cade Hemmert heads to the free throw line. He'll shoot the technical shots. First one's good for Hemmert. Makes it 22-13. And now make it 23-13. As Hemmert hit them both. And it will be Plainsman basketball with 5:16 left to go in the first half. They lead by 10, 23-13, as it is going to be Sporer with it. Tipped out by Benoit and will remain Plainsman basketball.
Good quick hands there by Benoit to tip that one out of there as they're kind of cutting back, and Benoit just reached through there and tipped it out.
Well, now we have official over at the scorer's desk. 5:09 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Plainsmen lead by 10, 23-13. The Redmen got on the board for the first time in the second quarter with 5:45 left to go. They cut the lead down to 6, 19-13, but then that foul and technical by Hobelman put the Plainsmen at the line. They shot 4 free throws, made them all, as Sheets lost the handle on it, stolen away by Buckmaster. Ahead to Trenton Colby. Colby looks inside. Now on the dribble, inside for Maxwell. Maxwell loses it out of bounds, and they're going to say Cade Hemmert kicked that one out, so it will be Redmond basketball.
Maxwell trying to split the defenders there, and one of them got their hands on that one to knock it out of bounds. Then Hemmert just getting it with his foot.
Maxwell on the inbounds, good. Heston hits his first basket of the ball game, makes it 23-15 with 4:50 left to go into this first half. Bulls with it out front, guarded by Buckmaster. To Zimmerman, left wing. Guarded there by Trenton Colby inside for Sheets. Back out to Bulls. Left wing three's on its way. He buries it.
Bulls left all alone at the three-point line. Able to drop that one in. Barely hitting the net as that one went through the net basket.
Trenton Colby has it over the head of Griffin Kugler. And it will be Plainsman basketball as they lead 26-15. 4:23 left to go in the first half. Kyle Sass comes into the ball game. Griffin Kugler going to take a seat. Cody Zimmerman takes a seat for the Plainsmen. Chance Engel came back into the ball game. 4:20 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 26-15, and Sass comes away with the steal. Bull's going to get called for a foul, his first personal foul. And Kyle Sass heads to the free throw line for the Redmond to shoot 2.
Sass just doing the right thing on that one. Picked it up. Bulls came in there, got his hand on it. Sass just turned his whole entire body, creating the reach foul. So good heads-up play there by Sass.
So that's the second personal foul on Corbin Bulls. So again, Sass at the free throw line. 26-15 is our score. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond as Sass left that one short. Colt Hemmert comes back into the ball game for the Plainsmen. 4:15 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 26-15. Sass at the free throw line. That one's on its way off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Sheets. Hands it off to Cade Hemmert. Inside pass for Bulls, up, under, and good.
Bulls got behind the Redmond defense. Wide open pass to him. Quickly up and off the backboard was Bulls for 2 points.
Makes it 28-15. Buckmaster in. Right block shot, no good. Tipped out by Colt Hemmert into the hands of Bulls. Ahead to Colt Hemmert. Hemmert loses the handle on it as Trenton Colby came from behind, tipped that one out. And it will be a Plainsman basketball. 3:52 left to go in the first half. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 28-15.
Good hustle defense there by Trenton Colby.
Bull's going to get called for the travel. He got the inbounds pass. He was open at the left block. Pump faked, and that gave Kyle Sass time to come over and force that travel. As we have a timeout called, we'll take a timeout with him as you're listening to Redmond Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. (28-15). The Smith Center Redmond trail the Oakley Plainsmen here in Oakley High School. We were tied at 10-all until a minute 50 left to go in the first quarter. Then the Plainsmen went on a 9-0 run before the Redmond ended that 9-0 run with a free throw by Colby Benoit at 5:45 left to go in that first quarter. The Redmond then scored again to make it a 6-point game, 19-13. Then at 5:16 left to go in the first half, Austin Holman got called for an over the back, then got teed up, all within about 3 seconds of each other. Must have said something the ref didn't like. Got teed up. The Plainsmen went to the free throw line, hit all 4 free throws, and they now have extended their lead since then, 28-15, with 3:42 left to go in the first half. Buckmaster has it at the right wing. Inside for Trenton Colby, out of his reach, out of bounds it goes. Plainsmen basketball with 3:37 left to go in the first half. 13-point Plainsmen lead. They lead the Smith Center Redmond 28-15. Jance Engel brings it up the right sideline, across the timeline, crosses over, now into the hands of Colt Hemmert. He falls to the court, keeps his dribble though, picks it up, now to Cade Hemmert. Hemmert to the left wing, picked up there by Colby Benoit. Cade Hemmert looks inside for Dane Sheets, can't get it to him, back out front to Colt Hemmert. Hemmert working against Trenton Colby. Down to the right wing, hands it off to Jance Engel there. Jance drives in, floater over Sass off the back of the iron and good.
Nice there by Jance Engel. Came off a little bit of a screen and just rolled right to the basket, put a floater over top of Sass.
Trenton Colby's three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Corbin Bulls, hands it off to Cade Hemmert. 3 minutes left to go in the first half. The Oakley Plainsmen lead by 15, 30-15 over the Smith Center Redmond. Corbin Bulls drives in, kicks out. Jance Engel three, no good. The rebound fought for. Dane Sheets comes up with it. Kicks out to Cade Hemmert. Back to Jance Engel. Corbin Bulls, right corner. Bulls drives in. Floater over Sass, no good. Rebound fought for, and it looks like we are going to have a foul here on the Plainsmen. It'll be on Corbin Bulls, his third, and it'll send Kyle Sass back to the free throw line.
Sass had good position on that one as Bulls just went up, tried to tip that ball back to the floor over top of Sass, but catching Sass on the back. So good job by Sass on blocking out there. Bulls, he had the height to get there, just caught him a little bit on the back as he was going up.
So Sass at the free throw line, shoot two, trying to cut it in this Plainsman lead, and misses the first one. Griffin Kugler back into the ball game. Sporer back into the ball game for the Plainsmen. Maxwell takes a seat for the Redmond. Bulls takes a seat with those 3 fouls for the Plainsmen. Sass at the free throw line, second one, no good. Rebound tracked down by Colby Benoit in the right corner. Pump fakes. Right baseline shot is up, no good. Rebound fought for by Sass, comes up with it, counted. He's going to the line for an and one. That makes it 30-17 with 2:33 left to go in this first half. Foul is on Jance Engel. Sass misses the free throw. Rebound tracked down by Colby Benoit again, but they are going to say that he stepped out of bounds, so it will be Plainsman basketball.
Good hustle by Colby Benoit, getting out to the clear outside corner, tracking that one down, but unfortunately for him, ran out of real estate and just went out of bounds.
So looks like Joel Montgomery came back into the ball game, and he comes away with a quick steal. Montgomery underneath the basket, inside for Sass, up, blocked from behind by Hemmert, fighting for the basketball, and Colt Hemmert comes away with the basketball. So Montgomery came in, got a quick steal, but unfortunately, Cade Hemmert in the right spot at the right time, got a block on Sass underneath. Ball gets tipped by Colby Benoit, but right back in the hands of Colt Hemmert. Hemmert shot up, no good. Tipped by Sheets, comes back up with it, blocked by Sass. In the hands of Sporer. Sporer kicks it out to Colt Hemmert, now to Cade, right wing. Cade Hemmert looks up, sees 2 minutes on the clock, sets things back up to Jance Engel between the circles. 30-17. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond. And Griffin Kugler going to get called for a block. 10th Redmond team foul first on Griffin Kugler, and Jance Engel heads to the free throw line.
Kugler just getting himself tied up a little bit on his own feet. Started falling forward. Engel ran into him. So getting that block call on Kugler. Otherwise, right idea by Kugler trying to cut around and get in front of Engel, but couldn't quite get there as he got caught up.
Engel hits the first one. His third point of the ball game. Makes it 31-17 with 1:54 left to go in this first half. Second one's on its way. Good as well. Jance Engel now has 4. Wyatt Abel comes back into the ball game. Jance Engel takes a seat after hitting both those free throws. 15-point Plainsman lead as they lead the Smith Center Redmond 32-17. Benoit has it right wing out front to Sass. Thought about the 3, doesn't take it, gives it to Kugler. Kugler drives in, almost saved it from going out of bounds, and it will be Plainsman basketball.
As tough time trying to split the defense there, as one of them able to just kind of turn, get enough of the ball, tip it, and then it was off to the races for Kugler trying to save that one in.
Colt Hemmert brings it right to left on your radio dial with 1:37 left to go in the first half. 32-17 as Colt Hemmert has it on the left baseline, working against Colby Benoit. Now he's trapped, throws it out front to Sporer. Sporer going to reset things with just under 1.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Sporer drives in, floaters up, and good. Makes it 34-17. Plainsmen lead the Redmond. Benoit has it in the paint, kicks out to Sass at the free throw line. Now to Kugler, right wing. Kugler between the legs dribble, drives in, inside for Sass, through his hands and in the hands of Colt Hemmert. 1:05 left to go in the first half. A 17-point Plainsman lead as Dane Sheets couldn't quite hold on to that one. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Redmond basketball with 1:01 left to go in the first half. And the Oakley Plainsmen lead by 17, 34-17 over the Smith Center Redmond. Benoit working against Sporer. Brings it across the timeline with 54 seconds left to go in the first half. Ball gets tipped by Sheets, and they're going to say Montgomery touched it last, so it'll be Plainsman basketball with 50 seconds left to go in the first half. 34-17. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond. Colt Hemmert inbounds to Cade. Cade drives all the way in, left block off the glass, and no good as Hemmert hit the floor hard. Slow to get up, but he does get up under his own power. And it will be a foul on Sass's second personal. And Cade Hemmert heads to the free throw line with 50 seconds left to go in this first half.
Cade Hemmert split the defense through the air on that one. Sass just catching enough of him to knock him to the ground. As I said, he went to the ground hard. Good to see him get up, back up underneath his own power. Took him a little bit as he slid clear to the wall. So good to see him get up. It wasn't a hard foul that Sass was trying to do. Just it ended up that way.
Hemmert hits them both. He's got 8. And it makes it 36-17. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond with 45 seconds left to go in the first half. Kugler has it, drives in, hop step in the paint, and he's headed back to the free throw line. See who they call this one on, as there were 3 different Plainsmen defenders there. This one's going to be on Wyatt Abel, his third.
As Kugler done a nice job there, got the pass, took off for the middle of the lane, jump stop. They all crashed onto him as he went to go back up and just drawing the foul.
So Kugler hits the first free throw. He's now got 3 points. Makes it 36-18 with 41 seconds left to go in this first half. It's the first points the Redmond have seen since 2:33 left to go in this first half. Benoit comes away with the rebound. Shot is up, no good. Rebound, fought for. Zimmerman comes down with it for the Plainsmen. 36-18, an 18-point Plainsman lead with 28 seconds left to go in the first half. Sheets has it, working against Buckmaster. Kicks it out to Colt Hemmert. Hemmert drives baseline, back to Sheets. Sheets to the free throw line, splits the defense off the glass, and good.
Sheets doing a nice job with the defender right there, able to wrap around and get into the lane, and a quick open shot at the backboard.
And Montgomery looked for Kugler on the baseline. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Plainsman basketball. 7 seconds left to go. Sporer and Zimmerman take a seat. Bowles and Eagle come back into the ball game. Maxwell comes in. Trenton Colby going to take a seat. 20-point Oakley Plainsman lead, 38-18. 7.5 seconds left to go in the first half. Cade Hemmert will inbound. Looks in, stolen away by Montgomery. Montgomery inside for Maxwell. Maxwell right block, blocked by Cade Hemmert, put back by Kugler, and going to have a foul called here with 2.3 seconds left. Foul is going to be on Colt Hemmert, his third. And Griffin Kugler back to the free throw line with 2.3 seconds left, trying to cut it into this 20-point Oakley Plainsman lead. First one's on its way, good. Two seconds left in this first half. Kugler hits the first free throw. Second one on its way. Left that one well short. Going to say that it didn't hit the rim, so it'll be Plainsman basketball. 2.3 seconds left, and the Oakley Plainsmen lead at 38-19 over the Smith Center Redmond here in the first half. Colton Hemmert gets the inbounds, and that's how the first half ends, with the Oakley Plainsmen up 38-19. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back to wrap up the first half right after this. You're listening to Redmond Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
Don't give them open shots at the basket from the free throw line. Then slow down. Don't get into track meet with this Oakley team. They are quickly getting up and down the court. They got the height advantage underneath the basket, so you got to start hitting some shots from outside. Make them bring everybody out from underneath the basket to get your big guys going underneath. Then for the Plainsmen, simply don't let up. You got this lead by up-tempo, in-your-face defense, and making sure that the shots underneath the basket were well contested. Well, going to well-contested shots, force the Redmond to shoot outside. They haven't shot very many outside shots tonight. They're trying to crash the board and get the ball underneath the basket and get shots from underneath the basket. So force them to shoot the outside shot, continue to press, collapse that defense into that lane, make the Redmond shoot outside. And that's what I have for both teams here.
You still got 10 seconds. You could have talked a little slower.
You had me hurry last time, so I was trying to make up for this time.
Yeah, the girls got back out on the court after halftime a little quicker.
Right.
Looks like we are just about ready to go. It is Trenton Colby, Kyle Sass, Reese Buckmaster, Colby Benoit, and Griffin Kugler for the Redmond. It looks like Colt and Cade Hemmert for the Plainsmen, along with Grant Coleman, Dane Sheets, and Corbin Bowles. Redmond basketball start the third quarter. They go right to left on your radio dial as they trail 38-19. Benoit has it. Drives in, floaters up, and they're going to say no basket as there was a foul on the floor. It's on Corbin Bowles, his fourth personal foul, first Plainsman team foul. Jance Engel comes back into the ball game. Corbin Bowles going to take a seat with those 4 fouls. Buckmaster will inbound the basketball for the Redmond. So he's looking, still looking. Goes out front between the circles to Benoit. Benoit drives in, stops and pops long, too good.
Quick shot for Benoit, got the pass. No Plainsman came out to guard him, put it up quickly towards the basket, and able to drop it in.
Makes it 38-21. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond. 7.5 minutes left to go. Kugler comes away with the steal. Kugler on the fast break, working against Cade Hemmert. Up and no good, but he's headed to the free throw line. As Hemmert gets his first personal foul, second Plainsman team foul, and Griffin Kugler heads to the free throw line here for the Redmond.
Good quick move there for Griffin to able to get that steal and go down the court. Go up against Hemmert up in the air there. Just Hemmert winning that battle, knocking the Kugler kind of off balance to get that shot where it didn't fall in for him, but getting fouled as well.
So Kugler hits the first one. He's got 5, and it makes it 38-22. The Redmond scored the final point of that first half with 2 seconds left to go from the free throw line to make it 38-19. Kugler misses the second one, rebounded by Grant Coleman. 38-22 the score. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond. 7:15 left to go in the third quarter. Colt Hemmert has it down to the right wing, picked up there by Reese Buckmaster. Now out front to Cade Hemmert. Gets a screen top of the key from Engel. Dribbles around, hands it off to Coleman, left wing. Coleman looks inside. Gets it to Cade Hemmert at the left block. Shot is up in the paint, good. 6:55 left to go. 40-21 is this 22, I should say, is the score. As the Plainsmen lead the Redmond with 6:45 left to go here in the third quarter.
Sass just a hustle foul now, and trying to go after the loose ball, just kind of getting elbowed there, throwing a little bit of elbow, pushing off.
So 40-22 is our score. The Plainsmen lead the Redmond. Cade Hemmert, left wing, long two, no good. Rebound fought for as Hemmert and Kugler both hit the court. Jump ball called, and it will be Plainsman basketball.
Ref right there quickly to make sure both of them are okay. I applauded both of them for their sportsmanship and helping each other up. So good job by the ref making sure both players are okay.
Buckmaster tips out that inbounds pass, stolen away by Kugler. Kugler ahead to Buckmaster. Buckmaster drives in, left block up, and going to get called for the charge. First team foul, second on Reese Buckmaster. So Reese gets called for the charge, and it will be Plainsman basketball. 6:25 left to go in the third quarter. 40-22 is the score. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond. Ball gets tipped around. Kuhlman comes away with it. Hands it off to Colt Hemmert. Hemmert quickly up the court for the Plainsmen. All the way down to right block. Scoop shot up and good.
Nice scoop shot to get that up before any Redmond could get up there for defense. Able to get it up off the backboard for 2 points.
42-22, a 20-point Oakley Plainsman lead over the Smith Center Redmond. 6:05 left to go in the third quarter. Colby gets a tip by Colt Hemmert into the hands of Sass. Now to Kugler. Kugler fakes the pass, drives in, blocked by Sheets in the hands of Jance Engel. Engel brings it quickly left to right on your radio dial. With 5:50 left to go in the third quarter. Jance Engel drives all the way in. And let's see. There's some mayhem down there underneath the basket. As Engel went in, kind of bounced the ball off Kyle Sass's face, it looked like. Sass hit the floor, Engel hit the floor, and Engel going to get called for the charge. His second, third Plainsman team foul. Had to sort out the mayhem down there.
I wasn't sure why they were calling charge. I don't think it was he hit Sass. The ball came out of his hand and just went right into Sass's face. So but either way, good to see everybody got up off that because there was a couple bodies on the floor.
Colby Benoit loses the ball out of bounds. So will be Plainsman basketball as Colt Hemmert brings it quickly up the court with 5.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Colt Hemmert behind the back dribble to the free throw line. Now to Grant Coleman. Coleman drives in, kicks it out to Engel. Engel down to the free baseline. Back to Coleman. Coleman loses the handle on it. Out of bounds it goes, and it will be Redmond basketball. Now looks like Joe Montgomery comes back into the ball game. Buckmaster going to take his seat. 20-point Oakley Plainsman lead, 42-22 with 5:19 left to go in the third quarter. Colby Benoit has it. Dribbles over to the right wing, drives all the way in, right block up, and no good. Rebound put back by Montgomery's good. Makes it 42-24. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond. Jance Engel has it left wing. Top of the key to Colt Hemmert, now to Coleman. Coleman to the free throw line, down to the right, left corner to Sheets. Three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Colby Benoit. 42-24, the Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond as Colby Benoit drives in. Underneath for Maxwell. Maxwell too hard off the glass, rebounded by Jance Engel. Engel leads the break now, left to right on your radio dial. Tipped by Trenton Colby, right into the hands of Cade Hemmert, though. Cade Hemmert has it, right side, looks to the sideline, gets the call from Coach Wamsley, hands it off there to Colt Hemmert. Just under 4.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 42-24. Colt Hemmert working against Colby Benoit. And Benoit going to get called for the foul. His second Redmond team foul. Coming into the game for the first time for the Redmond, Logan Zabel. And Griffin Kugler going to take a seat. So Kugler takes a seat. Zabel comes in. Cade Hemmert has it. Left corner three. No good. Follows his own shot. Pump fakes, and he's going to be fouled from behind by Colby Benoit. That's Colby's third personal foul, third of Redmond team foul.
Colby Benoit trying to get that switch with Logan Zabel. Had to get back out there to cover. Didn't get out there quite in time for the three-pointer. And as he turned around, Hemmert went behind him, got in front of him, got that rebound.
Hemmert rattles that one in. He's now got 11. And he hits them both. Make it 44-24. Sass comes back in. Maxwell takes a seat. Benoit takes a seat, and Buckmaster comes in. 20-point game after the two free throws made by Cade Hemmert. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 44-24. 4:07 left to go in the third quarter. Trenton Colby inside for Kyle Sass. Tipped out by Coleman in the hands of Sheets. Now to Colt Hemmert out front to Engel. Three-pointer's on its way. Left it short. Rebounded by Zabel. Zabel ahead to Buckmaster. Buckmaster leads the break for the Redmen. All the way down to the right baseline. Into the right corner. Picks up his dribble there. He's trapped. Looks to pass off and going to have a timeout called by Coach Buckmaster. 3:45 left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 44-24. We'll keep this one here as again a 20-point lead for the Oakley Plainsmen. Looking at the scoring for the Plainsmen so far, 5 points for Corbin Bowles, 9 for Colt Hemmert, 2 for Jarrett Sporer, 12 for Cade Hemmert, 12 for Dane Sheets, and 4 for Jance Engel. For the Redmen, 3 points for Colby Benoit, 7 for Kyle Sass, 3 for Trenton Colby, 5 for Griffin Kugler, 2 for Reese Buckmaster, 2 for Heston Maxwell, and 2 for Joel Montgomery. Back out on the court we go, as it is Redmond basketball out of the timeout. Trenton Colby will inbound, does so to Buckmaster, and going to have a foul called here. This one's going to be on the Plainsman. Cade Hemmert, his second, fourth.
Just an off-ball foul there. I think Hemmert underneath the basket kind of fighting for position, getting called for a push.
So they have on the board that's the third team foul, or third personal on Colt Hemmert, or Cade Hemmert, as Trenton Colby hits the basket. He's now got 5. Makes it 44-26. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen. Jance Engel has it to Colt Hemmert. Ball gets tipped into the hands of Grant Coleman. Coleman on the dribble, hands it off to Cade Hemmert in the center circle. Hemmert looks to the sideline, behind the back dribble, picks it up, hands it off to Colt Hemmert in the center circle. Going to reset the offense with 3:10 left to go in the third quarter. Cade has it at the free throw line, elevates over Zabel, good.
Zabel right there for defense. Didn't bother Cade Hemmert one bit as he drops that basket in.
Perfect defense by Zabel. Unfortunately for him, Hemmert just able to elevate and get the shot over the top. Sass has it, free throw line jumper, off the glass and good.
Sass is trying to open up the bank here in Oakley, as that was a great job there by Sass. Got the pass, turned around, wide open to look at the backboard, able to use the backboard to help him get 2 points.
46-28. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen. 2.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Colt Hemmert over Sass and good.
Sass in the right position for defense there. Just these Plainsmen able to shoot over top as they got that height advantage, able to hit that hook shot.
20-point game once again. Sass inside, hook shot off the glass, off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Dane Sheets. 20-point game for the Oakley Plainsmen. They lead at 48-28. 2:10 left to go in the third quarter. Cade Hemmert has it right corner, drives in, picks up his dribble, looking to pass off. Out front to Jance Engel. Engel hands it off to Colt Hemmert. Back to Engel, right wing. Pump fakes, drives in, floater off the glass, rolls out, rebounded by Buckmaster. Buckmaster ahead to Trenton Colby. Colby across the timeline, picks up his dribble, bounce pass ahead to Montgomery in the right corner. Montgomery drives in, puts the shot up off the glass, no good, rebounded by Cade Hemmert. Hemmert brings it left to right on your radio dial. Just under 1:45 left to go in the third quarter. Stops and pops off the glass, no good. Rebound fought for, and Kyle Sass comes away for the Redmen. Montgomery quickly up the court, splits the defense off the glass and good.
Great move by Montgomery. Got down court, Sass seen him, hit him with a long pass. Montgomery got up in the air, pumped it up. Both defenders were up there, slipped underneath their arms, and laid it right up and off the glass nice and easy.
1:23 left to play in the third quarter. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen by 18, 48-30. Time out on the court. We'll take one with them. You're listening to Redmen Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Gibson, an 18-point game. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 48-30. Kyle Sass, Joel Montgomery, Griffin Kugler, Colby Benoit, and Reese Buckmaster back out on the court for the Redmen. See who the Plainsmen come back out with. Looks like Dane Sheets, Wyatt Abel, Colt and Cade Hemmert, and Cody Zimmerman for the Plainsmen. It will be Plainsmen basketball out of the timeout. Colt Hemmert will inbound at half court. Goes into Cade. Cade between the circles, letting the offense going to set up here, working against Griffin Kugler. Gets a screen out front by Abel, drives down to the baseline, does Cade Hemmert out front to Colt. Colt's three's on its way, rattles out, no good, rebounded by Reese Buckmaster. Buckmaster leads the break for the Redmen. Drives in, and he's going to be fouled. 5th team foul on the Plainsmen. So they call this one on. They're going to say it's on Cody Zimmerman, his second.
Zimmerman got out in front of Buckmaster, try to strip the ball out of there as Buckmaster's up in the air, just catching Buckmaster on the arm instead.
And it's 7 left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 48-30. As Sheets blocks Montgomery's shot out of bounds. So will remain Redmond basketball with 1:04 left to play in the third quarter. Again, the Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 48-30. Buckmaster inbounds to Kugler in the right corner. Kugler drives baseline, splits the defense up and no good. Rebound fought for, and let's see, a foul going to be called here. Someone's going to be on the Plainsmen. That'll be their 6th-team foul.
Foul number 12.
It's on Cade Hemmert, his 4th personal foul. Chance Engel going to come in. Cade Hemmert going to take a seat with those 4 fouls. And now Coach Buckmaster wants a timeout. So Coach Buckmaster wants to talk things over here. 48-30 is our score. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond by 18, as it has been a back-and-forth third quarter here. The Redmen have scored 11 points. The Plainsmen with 10 points. All 10 of those coming from a Hemmert, whether it be Colt or Cade, as Cade has scored 6 points for the Plainsmen, 4 points for Colt. For the Redmen, their 11 points, well, it's pretty well balanced. 4 points for Joel Montgomery, 1 point for Griffin Kugler, 2 points for Trenton Colby, 2 points for Kyle Sass, and 2 points for Colby Benoit here in this third quarter. Redmond basketball out of the timeout, as it is Buckmaster, Montgomery, Kugler, Benoit, and Sass. Buckmaster will inbound the basketball. Buckmaster looking, goes out front to Benoit. Benoit picks up his dribble at the right elbow, now to Kugler. Kugler fakes left, goes right, bounce pass to Benoit. Right wing three's on its way, buries it.
Quick shot there by Benoit as he got the pass, instantly went right up with it and drops that one in.
And now Benoit going to get called for the foul. His 4th personal foul. And the 5th Redmond team foul. Trenton Colby comes back into the ball game. Colby Benoit takes a seat with those 3 fouls. With those 4 fouls. Zimmerman inbounds to Colt Hemmert. He's picked up in the backcourt by Trenton Colby behind the back dribble. Across the timeline, all the way down to the left corner goes Colt Hemmert. Now out front to Dane Sheets. Sheets gets the screen out front by Zimmerman. Dribbles down to the right wing. Picked up by Buckmaster. Down to the right corner to Abel. Abel picks up his dribble now to Colt Hemmert. Hemmert top of the key with it around to Engel, left wing. Engel dribbles out between the circles. He dribbles down to the right block and going to have a foul called. This will be the 6th team foul on the Redmond. And it's going to be the 3rd on Reese Buckmaster.
Good job there by Buckmaster, keeping his dribble, going around the lane, keeping his guy close to him, and drawing a foul as he starts heading towards the basket.
Colt Hemmert to inbound underneath his own basket. Gets it into Jan Single in the right corner. He's on the dribble up to the right wing, guarded tightly there by Trenton Colby. 19 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 48-33. Colt Hemmert now back out to Engel. Engel between the circles with 10 seconds left to Colt Hemmert. Hemmert top of the key. Drives all the way down to the right block, off the glass. Good.
Got a nice friendly bounce on that one as he got the finger roll going.
Trenton Colby at the buzzer over the backboard, no good. And that's how the third quarter ends with the Oakley Plainsmen up 50-33. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this as you're listening to Redmond Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. (50-33). The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond to start this fourth quarter. As the Redmond outscored the Plainsmen in that third quarter, 14-12. Back out on the court we go for the Redmond is Trenton Colby, Griffin Kugler, Joel Montgomery, Kyle Sass, and Reese Buckmaster for the Plainsmen. Looks like Corbin Bulls, Colt Hemmert, Jan Single, Grant Coleman, and Cody Zimmerman. So Redmond basketball as they go right to left on your radio dial to start this fourth quarter. Montgomery loses the handle on it right in the hands of Trenton Colby out front to Buckmaster. Buckmaster kicks it out to Kugler. Kugler drives down to the baseline inside for Sass up and Dan. He's headed to the free throw line. 17 foul on the Plainsmen and the 4th on Colt Hemmert.
Great look there for Kugler to catch Sass. Sass seen his guy drift off down to his bottom lane, took a step back, and just slowly came down. Kugler rose up, seen Sass, dropped it off to him as everybody tried to rotate back to Sass, just catching Sass, who's getting that ball up towards the basket.
Sass hits the first one. He's now got 10. He leads all Redmond in scores here. Sporer comes back into the game. Colton Himmert takes a seat with those 4 fouls. Sass getting set for the second free throw. It's on its way. Good as well. So Sass hits them both. He's now got 11 and makes it 50-35. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond here in the fourth quarter. Bowles has it all the way down the right wing. To the right corner to Sporer. He dribbles up to the right elbow, and he's going to get called for the travel. Drug that pivot foot, and it will be Redmond basketball with 7:33 left to go in the ball game. 50-35 the score, a 15-point Oakley Plainsman lead over the Smith Center Redmond. Trenton Colby ahead to Kugler, now to Buckmaster, back inside for Kugler off the glass and good. Nice give and go that time by the Redmond.
You said a good give and go there by the Redmond. Kugler got the pass off, took off, got a nice pass right back, and went right up for the layup.
50-37. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond by 13 with a 7:10 left to go in the ball game. Jan Sinkle has it now to Bulls. Bulls left elbow shot, left it short, rebounded by Buckmaster. Reese leads the break for the Redmond all the way down to the right wing. Picks up his dribble there now to Trenton Colby. Buckmaster right corner three, no good. Rebound put back by Montgomery. It's good.
Nice job by Montgomery being in the right place to get that rebound, getting a good block out, and going up strong with it.
Buckmaster tips that ball out of bounds, and it will be Oakley basketball. Timeout called here by the Plainsmen. We'll take a quick timeout with them. As you're listening to Redmond basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
Game
50-39, the Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond by 11. 6:46 left to go in this ball game. Austin Holmwoman back on the court, along with Colby Benoit, Griffin Kugler, Trenton Colby, and Reese Buckmaster. Sporer has it, wraparound pass for Sheets, up and good.
Nice little pass there to get into Sheets as he had 2 Redmond defenders on him, got around him, and got a quick shot.
So that ends the run that the Redmen were on. And the Plainsmen come away with the steal. Sporer has it down to the right wing, behind the back dribble there. 52-39, the Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond. 6:20 left to go in this ball game. Eagles picks it up between the circles, guarded tightly by Kugler. Tipped out by Holman, back in the hands of Engel. Engel right block off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Buckmaster. Reese leads the break yet again for the Redmond, down to the left wing. Down to the left corner to Benoit. Three's on its way, no good. Rebound fought for. Kate Hemmert comes away with it for the Plainsmen. Kate quickly up the right sideline. Inside for Sheets, off the glass and good.
Good look to catch Sheets underneath the basket. Had a wide open look into him, quickly burned that ball, but down there, Sheets quickly up for 2.
54-39. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond. Kugler splits the defense, off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Hemmert yet again. Kate Hemmert again up the right sideline, crosses over across the timeline, and he's going to get called for the travel. 5:37 left to go in the first half, or in this ball game. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmond 54-39. Trenton Colby takes a seat. Joel Montgomery comes back into the ball game. The Redmond scored the Plainsmen did score the final point there in that third quarter, but the Redmond started this fourth quarter out on a 5-0 run, but since then it's a 4-0 run by the Plainsmen. Benoit drives in, free throw line jumper, no good. Rebound, fought for. Holman saves it in, but right into the hands of Sporer. Sporer picks up his dribble now to Hemmert. Cade Hemmert brings it up the court for the Redmond, or for the Plainsmen across the timeline. Hands it off to Jan Single with 5:10 left to go in the ball game. Coleman has it at the free throw line, gets tipped in, stolen away by Colby Benoit. Benoit down to the right wing. Inside for Holman. Holman right block, scoop shot counted. He's on line for an and one.
Nice job there by Holman, helping out down there. Got down the court, got himself set up, got a quick pass, took one dribble, going around, scooped that ball right up off the bounce and right up towards the basket as he's getting fouled. Gets off the backboard. So great look there to get that ball into Holman, and then a great job of getting up on the backboard for 2 points.
Kuhlman picks up his third personal foul, 8th Plainsman team foul with that basket. Holman gets his first points, and it makes it 54-41. Misses the free throw, though. And it's rebounded by Jance Engel as Kyle Sass came back into the ballgame for the Redmen. And it looked like Joe Montgomery took a seat. Plainsman basketball as they lead 54-41. They have a foul called here. Fouls on Reese Buckmaster. His fourth personal foul. 7th Redmond team foul. And it sends Cade Hemmert to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. Cade's got 14 points here in the ball game. First in the 1-1 is good. Make it 15 points. Trenton Colby comes back into the ball game. Buckmaster going to take a seat. 55-41. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen with 4:48 left to go. Make it 56-41. As Hemmert hits them both, and he's now got 16. Benoit loses the handle on it, stolen away by Jance Engel. Engel on the fast break, bounce past the Sporer, up over Sass and good.
Spores put that one high up on the backboard to get that over Sass, able to get the friendly bounce.
Benoit drives in, kisses it off the glass, and the Redmen cut into the lead, 58-43. Benoit working hard here on the defensive end, and he's forced to travel as Engel hit the court. Got called for the travel. Great defensive effort that time by Colby Benoit to force that travel.
Benoit done a great job. Got in there, tipped the ball out of there. Engel went to grab it, was falling to the floor, and then just slid getting that travel.
Trenton Colby left wing three's on its way. He buries it. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Trenton Colby. He's got 8, and that cuts into the Plainsman lead. It's now 58-46 with 4:03 left to go in the ball game. Timeout called. We'll take a timeout with them as you're listening to Redmond Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web. .402 left to play in this ball game here at Oakley High School. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 58-46. Joe Montgomery back into the ball game for the Redmen. Cade Hemmert gets the inbounds back to Colt. Colt Hemmert working against Joe Montgomery. Between the circles up to the top of the key. Colt Hemmert still on the dribble out front. Just under 4 minutes left to play. And Joel gets his hands on it, but Colt able to track it back down. So Colt Hemmert still with the basketball to the free throw line. Kicks it to the right wing to Jance Engel. Engel to the free throw line, picks up his dribble there, looks to pass off, does so to Cade Hemmert. Cade out to Colt right wing. Colt Hemmert kicks it out to Sheets in the left corner. Dane Sheets drives in, tipped out, and they're going to say Kyle Sass got him with the reach around foul there, his 4th personal foul, and the 8th Redmond team foul.
Sass with the right idea there, just didn't get quite around him enough and caught him on the arm. Otherwise, just trying to take that back step around him and swing back there and hit that ball out towards his teammates, but didn't get out far enough.
Sheets first in the 1-1 is good. 3.5 left to go here in this ball game. Makes it 59-46 and make it 60 as Dane Sheets has 18 and the Oakley Plainsmen lead by 14, 60-46. Ball gets tipped and it is picked up by Dane Sheets. Slows up, hands it off to Jance Engel. Engel going to set up the offense with 3:15 left to go in the ball game. The Oakley Plainsmen lead at 60-46. Dane Sheets has it, top of the key. He sees an opening, drives in, pump fakes at the right block, and Kyle Sash is fouled out of this ball game. His 5th and final foul. So Kyle fouls out tonight, leading the team in points with 11.
Good heads up there by Sass. He got the 5th foul. He knew it. He caught the ball and he was about to slam to the ground. Instead, he stops himself, takes a deep breath, and just kind of tosses it towards the ref. So good heads-up play there by Sass. As that foul, it was just a bang-bang play, trying to beat him to the spot and got jumped into to draw that foul.
Sheets misses the first one. So the score remains 60-46. Kugler comes back into the ball game for the Redmen. Joel Montgomery takes a seat. 3:08 left to play in the ball game. It's a 14-point Oakley Plainsman lead, 60-46. Sheets short on the second one as well. Ball is tracked down by Dane Sheets. Hands it off to Jance Engel, and Engel going to set up the offense for the Plainsmen. 3 minutes left to play in this ball game. Colt Hemmert has it. Colt kicks it out to Dane Sheets in the left corner. Now to Coolman. Coolman at the free throw line, back around to Engel. Engel on the dribble, hands it off to Colt Hemmert. Hemmert drives in, kicks out to Cade Hemmert. Hemmert drives into the paint, picks it up now to Coleman. Coleman in the left corner, drives in, kicks it out front to Cade Hemmert. He pump fakes from the top of the key. 2:38 left to go. Inside for Dane Sheets. Ball gets tipped around, fighting for it. Dane Sheets throws it out, and it's going to go out of bounds. Nice hustle there by Dane Sheets as he hit the floor, tried to throw that one back out to his teammates. They couldn't quite come up with it, though. Redmond basketball.
Right idea. He was in the middle of the paint, had to get rid of it somehow. Tossed it out to where his teammates were. He had about 3 teammates in that area. Just put a little much on, and they couldn't track that down before it went out of bounds. Otherwise, good heads-up play.
Trenton Colby has it, left wing for the Redmen. 2:23 left to go. He drives in, floaters off the glass, no good. Rebound put back by Kugler's too hard, no good. And I do believe Trenton Colby going to get called for over the back here. His third personal, 10th Redmond team foul. So it'll send the Plainsmen to the free throw line. Looks like it's going to be Colt Hemmert at the free throw line. 2:18 left to play in the ball game. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 60-46. Colt Hemmert on the way, good on the first one. That makes it 61-46. And that matches the season high for the Plainsmen. Misses the second one, rebounded by Grant Coleman. 61-46. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen, and Colt Hemmert going to get called for the travel. So the ball goes back into the hands of the Redmen. The 2:09 left to play in this ball game. The Oakley Plainsmen again lead the Smith Center Redmen 61-46. Colby Benoit inbounds to Trenton Colby. Trenton brings it across the timeline, and he's going to get called for the travel right at half court. So Cade Hemmert going to inbound the basketball in front of the scorer's desk with 2:04 left to go in this ball game. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 61-46. Cade Hemmert inbounds to Dane Sheets. Sheets working against Buckmaster. Down to the left baseline, picks up his dribble there. Looking to pass off, finds Coleman, cutting towards the basket, no good. Rebounded by Kugler, and a foul going to be called here on the Plainsmen. This will be their 9th team foul, and I believe this is on Colt Hemmert. It is, so he fouls out. Colt Hemmert fouls out with 14 points. He's one of 3 Oakley players in double figures. As again, he fouls out, the 6'1 sophomore with 14 points.
Colt Hemmert done a great job there for the Plainsmen in this game. Done everything he possibly could to help them out.
So Kugler at the free throw line. Looks like Montgomery and Maxwell both coming to the game for the Redmen. Buckmaster going to take a seat. Trenton Colby also going to take a seat. Minute 55 left to go in this game. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 61-46. Kugler going to try to cut in the lead. First in the 1-on-1 is no good. Rattles out, rebounded by Dane Sheets. So our score remains 61-46 with a minute 50 left to go in the ball game. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen as Cade Hemmert works against Joel Montgomery. Top of the key, hands it off to Dane Sheets. Gets a screen from Coleman. Sheets drives in. Somehow kept that pivot foot stuck to the ground. And it gets the pass back out to Cade Hemmert. Hemmert drives in underneath for Coleman. Left block up, no good. Rebound tracked down by Colby Benoit. Loses the handle on it. Grant Coleman comes away with it. And going to have a foul called here. This one's going to be on Colby Benoit. That's his 5th and final foul. So Colby Benoit fouls out with 8 points as he's the 2nd Redmond player to foul out and the 3rd overall.
Colby's been doing a good job here in this game as he hasn't been the one scoring a lot of points, but his hustle defense has really helped this Redmond team out. He's been all over the court for defense, getting his hands where he needs to, and then helping out with rebounds as well.
So Grant Coleman at the free throw line, hits the first one. That's his first point of the ball game, and it makes it 62-46. The Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen with a minute 26 left to play in this ball game. Grant Coleman's second free throw on its way, and good as well. So they made 63-46. Montgomery has it, drives in, shot is up in the paint, no good. Rebound fought for. Cade Hemmert comes down with it, but he hits the ground, out of bounds it goes. And let's see what's called here. They're going to call a foul on Joel Montgomery, his first personal foul. And it'll send Cade Hibbert to the free throw line for the Plainsmen with 1:17 left to go in the ball game. And the Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 63-46. Cade Hibbert back at the free throw line. He's got 16 points, a lot of those coming from the free throw line as he's only had, there's another one, 64-46. He's only made 3 field goals, so there's 18 points, makes it 65-46. And it looks like Stu Hackert comes in, Corey Limcool comes in, and Logan Zabel comes in. Looks like Hobelman, Maxwell, and Kugler all take a seat. 12 of Himmert's 18 points have come from the free throw line, so a nice night shooting for the senior from the free throw line as Hackert tried looking for Zabel. Out of bounds it goes, and it will be Oakley basketball with 1:08 left to go in the game. And the Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 65-46. Jance Engel has it, working against Trenton Colby. Down to the right wing, hands it off to Corbin Bowles. Bowles working against Trenton Colby. Colby comes away with the steal. Colby on the fast break layup, no good, and it's rebounded by Corbin Bowles. Bowles brings it back up ahead to Cade Himmert. 52 seconds left to go in the ball game. And the Oakley Plainsmen lead the Smith Center Redmen 65-46. Cade Himmert working against Logan Zabel. Gets a screen out front from Bowles. Working against Trenton Colby now as Cade Himmert picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Now out to the right corner to Engel. Gets a screen from Cade Himmert. Engel working against Trenton Colby between the circles. Engel drives in. One-handed pass out to Himmert in the right corner. 28 seconds counting left to go here in the ball game. The Oakley Plainsmen lead it 65-46. Himmert drove into the paint. Kicked it back out to Engel in the right corner. Engel hands it back off to Himmert. Himmert picked up by Stu Hackert. Hackert working against Cade Himmert. Himmert now on the dribble with 10 seconds left. Looks like that's probably going to be how the ball game ends. Cade Himmert dribbles back out to half court. And the Oakley Plainsmen defeat the Smith Center Redmen 65-46. We'll take a timeout here. We'll be back to wrap up this ball game for you right after this as you're listening to Redmen Basketball on KQMA and the World Wide Web.